Look, I let my Hogan's big pools, broke boy, T-pose, big bombs, tip goals, big wife, pig roach, I'm the king of the snorts. Hello, call me on camera, yeah you know. Ask around, they all know me. Giving my money to school bleed. I let my Hogan's big pools, broke boy, T-pose, big bombs, tip goals, big wife, pig roach, I'm the king of the snorts. Hello, call me on camera, yeah you know. Ask around, they all know me. Giving my money to school bleed.
I've been so broke, PayPal so low. I need more goals, more tips, more pulls. People been dropping bombs every day on a regular. Two people been dropping bombs every day on a regular. They call me the GOAT, call me a coat, they call me a Lolcow streamer. I'm gonna show all these trolls my clum and I don't need them. My wife, oh no, goddamn baby, I might be forced to leave ya. Head down to the stove, keep down low and find me a Pandalia. And oh, I see with a member bar. Got my woman's sweater, better go put it on. And shout outs to the fans that always keep me on. Watching Jenna's OnlyFans with the camera on.
I let my Hogan's big pools, broke boy, T-pose, big bombs, tip goals, big wife, pig roach, I'm the king of the snorts. Hello, call me on camera, yeah you know. Ask around, they all know me. Giving my money to school bleed. I let my Hogan's big pools, broke boy, T-pose, big bombs, tip goals, big wife, pig roach, I'm the king of the snorts. Hello, call me on camera, yeah you know. Ask around, they all know me. Giving my money to school bleed.
So give it up, all your tips, I need them all. I'm pulling up, don't take my tire, no. They shooting up at Burger King when I'm getting my lunch. I'm in a rush to be the biggest locale, I'm in the bunch. And I'm the laughing stock of everyone. I only get depression when my money's gone. Valedictorian, but I'm kinda dumb. I put my wife on camera because I'm a bomb.
I let my Hogan's big pools, broke boy, T-pose, big bombs, tip goals, big wife, pig roach, I'm the king of the snorts. Hello, call me on camera, yeah you know. Ask around, they all know me. Giving my money to school bleed. I let my Hogan's big pools, broke boy, T-pose, big bombs, tip goals, big wife, pig roach, I'm the king of the snorts. Hello, call me on camera, yeah you know. Ask around, they all know me. Giving my money to school bleed.
Cat played a lot of Skyrim, and it was good. It was fun. We chilled. We had a good time. You know, we didn't have any money to do anything really. You know, it would be great if we had money. We would have stayed out and done more stuff. We didn't have any fucking money.
Let me take you down to White Run. Let me in your sweet rose. You know I like 'em. I cast a spell and make you go and clean the bathroom. Cause when it's only you and I, we don't wanna go outside when we can go and take a ride down to White Run. Let me in your sweet rose, you know I like 'em. I cast a spell and make you go and clean the bathroom. Cause when it's only you and I, we don't wanna go outside when we can go and take a ride down to White Run. She be on the Skyrim while I stream and beg. Crispy 60 frames on the Series S. I mean Series X, no wait, Series S. I lost so fucking much I can't remember what I get. I got them spells, oh, I got that alteration. I trick a dent into giving up his entire pension. A little scratch for cat, yeah you can feel the tension. I know a makeup glitch that probably needs her full attention. Come on baby, we can go on down to White Run. Take off that tablecloth and I'll show you my Skyrim. You can beat him out, I'll climb aboard and ride ya. Fuck it if Jasper dies, you know it's time to take a ride back down to White Run. Let me in your sweet rose, you know I like 'em. I cast a spell and make you go and clean the bathroom. Cause when it's only you and I, we don't wanna go outside when we can go and take a ride down to White Run. Let me in your sweet rose, you know I like 'em. I cast a spell and make you go and clean the bathroom. Cause when it's only you and I, we don't wanna go outside when we can go and take a ride down to White Run.
I don't wanna clean, I just wanna cast a spell and do a side quest. I just wanna get divorced and get my life back. Take me to your island and I'll get a flight back. Touch me and I might snap. Jenna's gonna like that. Power wash simulator. Jasper puked again, but I'll just clean that shit up later. Power wash, baby. I just finished the game, so I'ma go back in my lane and go to Whiterun.
Let me in your sweet rose, you know I like 'em. I cast a spell and make you go and clean the bathroom. Cause when it's only you and I, we don't wanna go outside when we can go and take a ride down to Whiterun. Let me in your sweet rose, you know I like 'em. I cast a spell and make you go and clean the bathroom. Cause when it's only you and I, we don't wanna go outside when we can go and take a ride down to Whiterun.
Hello. Thank you all for joining me today. Saturday morning, 9 a.m., typical Atlas fashion. Big ups all my early risers on the weekends. Hell yeah, everybody at work. That is most definitely what's up. Tyler T. Nelson absolutely hit it on the head in that song. Dark Side Drill definitely sounds like at least one of the members of Flatbush Zombies for sure. I didn't even realize till you said it. Hell yeah, dude. That's right. Thank you all for stopping by. I want to apologize for not doing anything last Sunday when I said that I maybe would. As it turns out, I'm actually engaged now. I didn't think that it would affect me streaming on Sunday, but I was incredibly nervous and did not want to be like that on stream. So I took Sunday off, and that's where I was. I apologize. I did want to be here. I didn't see that working out in my favor. So after 10 years, we're now engaged. It's pretty cool. It's pretty awesome. So if you saw my last video, this is actually about the content now. Thank you for the congratulations. Big ups. If you saw my last video, which I hope you did, it was meaningful to me. I really did think that RTU was going to be over. I thought when DSP said that was going to be the last segment, that was going to be the last segment. I try and take DSP at his word as much as possible and give him the benefit of the doubt, because that's just, I want to say that's the kind thing to do, but everybody knows, like, you can't listen to DSP. He's a liar. He'll never tell you the truth, and he's always going to go back on his word. I'm always going to allow him to make himself a fool, of course. That's just the way that it's going to be. So, of course, a week later, he decided to talk about RTU some more. Not only did he do it once on Tuesday, but then he did it again on Thursday. And then RTU deleted his channel. I think he deleted his channel before he talked about him Thursday, and it'll get brought up. So I wanted to take the time this Saturday morning, in fact, to do a little dancing on the grave of RTU and making fun of DSP at the same time, because every RTU segment really is the most hypocritical thing I could possibly watch. It is exhausting. It is an endure of all endures, okay? I can't stand these segments, but DSP is really on one in all of them. Almost everything he says can be applied right back to him, and instead of making another video about RTU where I say the same things all over again, I thought it would be fun if we literally just suffered through together. So that's what we're going to be doing today. And I also wanted to say, well, one last thing before we actually start the content. WPIG 1651 will not be on tonight. We will not be watching Act the King. ALT is gone. I don't know where he is. Lost to the ether for this weekend. Apologies. Or at least for tonight. He'll probably be here for tomorrow. I already expected to stream until I got the news last week. So I think tonight I'm going to be watching the Kick Casino collab from yesterday. I haven't seen anything about it. No clips. I'm gonna go grab it after this stream and we will watch it together. I seen a title that said it was filler content. Other than that, I don't know anything about it. Oh, and they were Ghostbusters, of course. DSP. The Halloween theme for DSP night is Ghostbusters. How incredibly cringe. So hopefully you'll all show up. Yes, for Atlas After Dark. Maybe that's what I'll call it. I love that. Tyler T. Nelson on one today. Thank you so much. Yes, Atlas After Dark, starting at the normal 8 p.m. time as if you were tuning into WPIG, but instead, hopefully you'll be here. Without further ado, let's unfortunately get into this RTU business. Nothing wrong with Ghostbusters. I want to clarify.
Engagement purposes.
Nothing wrong with
And on Kick, we got a good
Ghostbusters.
crowd
I
of
just
around 70, I believe.
DSP has
which is
made
not
me
bad.
not like Ghostbusters.
Thanks so much.
Something
everyone,
about
for
how
checking me out on
passionate
the
he
various
is about it
platforms. I
makes
really
me
appreciate
dislike
that.
it.
If you could support in some way, please do. We're trying to hit these goals today, continuing on with the King streak. And
yes, I know it was
20th straight
muted.
stream
You didn't
hitting the
miss
goals, which
anything.
will
He's begging.
lock
Don't worry.
in our continued ability to do that. Chicken Big
Imagine
Mac
that, the
USB
guy's
tries, it's coming
begging.
Friday. Okay. Okay. Cool. Now, what was I gonna say? Oh, so that's the schedule for the week. I hope that sounds good. And I'm not gonna be here Saturday, but I'm trying to have Saturdays off every week now for consistency. Meaning I would be here Sunday through Friday every single week. Okay.
All right. That sounds good to me,
we can
dude.
keep that going, and then people will know when I'm here for the streams. Because right now I know it's been very chaotic the last month. Like no one knows when I'm going to be here. Neither do I.
And I haven't had a chance to say this yet, but DSP's schedule change actually makes me happy. The idea that I don't have to watch the reacts anymore is genuinely something that fills me with joy. Because I do like streaming on Sunday, and I always felt inclined to restream the reacts because not a lot of people do. And what else was I doing on a Sunday? But now that I don't have to watch the react content, thank fuck, dude. I was so over it.
Okay.
That might be
So
some
there
of
you go.
DSP's worst content,
all
which
right.
is really saying
So, ladies
something.
and gentlemen, it's time for us to begin with our topics for the day. Are you ready for this? So, I think it is time for us to get caught up with Review Tech USA. I haven't spoken about this man in a bit. He has continuously talked about me nonstop. Like every single stream is about me. Not just about me, but every stream he's mentioning me. Every stream he's watching me. Every stream he's reacting to me. It's literally all he can really get views and attention on now. Essentially,
pretty much.
Review Tech USA has become a detractor. All right? Like, actually, this is like his thing now, his shtick.
This has been his thing, though. Like, and this is when I knew that the segment, like every RTU segment, is going to be shit. Because, I mean, you've got the guy talking about somebody who's just as terrible, really. But, like, everybody knows this. How many RTU segments has DSP done? Who the fuck does he think that he's talking to? He's been a detractor forever. However, DSP wants to claim that he defines it, because when he was talking to Telomio, he said that the title detractor was only reserved for the worst stalkerish styles. Like anyone gives a fuck. But it, like, everybody's been known this. What the fuck is he talking about? This isn't news. This isn't something that he had to say. Thank you, Chiba801, for the 5 months. Big ups Lich Style Atlas, and big ups chat. Ack. Big ups to you, brother, for the 5 months. Fuck yeah.
He has literally become a full-time
Also, real quick, you can the kick chat is on screen, the DSP kick chat, and obviously, big ups Brand Dude and Duty, who are already getting shout outs.
detractor because he cannot get anyone to watch any other content that he puts out, so he just has to sit there and shit on me constantly. Okay, and it's kind of pathetic, to be honest. It was one thing when, like, I was
Is
one
it
of these
pathetic?
topics, but now I just seem to be the main event every day, and it's pretty sad and pathetic. And before you even say, well, I don't know what you're talking about, Phil, that doesn't sound accurate.
No, it sounds entirely accurate, but this has been going on for ages. I don't know why he's playing dumb. I don't like when he plays dumb. Why does he always act as though this is new information? Like, he acts like a lot of things are new information. Like, he's just learning about them when this has been the case for, what, years with RTU? How many years has DSP been beefing with review tech at this point that just now he's a full-time detractor? Now DSP's the main event. It's like he's just met the guy or something.
So I was watching or getting caught up with Kino Casino last night, and they were watching Rich, and no exaggeration, here's one of Rich's recent streams. Do you see something there that kind of stands out like a sore thumb? Now, obviously, you're going to be very distracted by Ashton and Andy in their Halloween costumes of Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. It is distracting, I admit.
I don't think it's distracting at all.
Directly below me here, you'll notice
he must just be talking to his audience, the people distracted by lights
on the screen. Okay.
War Dog Leader, I haven't seen the stream from last night. I'm going to be watching that tonight on the stream. Completely raw, never seen it before. No information. Please, no spoilers.
Now. And it's like, wait a minute. First of all, I just want to think about this, all right? The first thing that Rich thinks about when he sets up his streams is my accident on May 1st, 2016. Something that happened 8.5 years ago.
Okay.
8.5 years ago. He actually thinks it's like pertinent to today.
I mean, it's pertinent to you and always will be.
I mean, I literally have the emote in my Kick chat right now. People are using it, right?
So
he actually thinks that, like, this is hurting me when he does it. Like, it's some significant thing. Like, oh, right? Like, oh, you really got me there, Rich. Something that's 8.5 years outdated.
But he says 8.5 years outdated as if this amount of time just makes it irrelevant. Like nobody's going to care about it anymore. It's what DSP's known for. He's the guy that jerked off on stream. He's him in this instance, right? That's what the people know about DSP the most. So, of course, if you're normie style like RTU is, because I think this joke is a little, played out at this point, but whatever, to each their own. But if you're a normie style like RTU and you think that's the funniest thing on the planet, then you're going to throw it up and people are going to get the reference. They're going to understand that you're making fun of DSP if you're even slightly in the know on the guy. So, and oh, he thinks that he's dunking on me. He thinks that this is, that this is hurting me. What about all of those times that DSP said that it was a traumatic time in his life and he was super depressed and he was in a rough spot and it makes his wife cry and it makes her sad whenever somebody brings it up. So please don't, bring it up, you guys. But every single time that there was an interview done, it was one of the first things that was brought up by his guests. Because again, it's one of the only things that a lot of people know about the guy. It's so frustrating the way that he tries to completely change the narrative when it just doesn't make any fucking sense. None of the actions that he's taken over the past few years or any of the things that he said over the past few years actually line up on a day-to-day basis. And that's why watching the guy is so frustrating.
And I owned up to, and literally it didn't even hurt me in the moment when it happened. But here you are.
But it did, though. It did. It was an entire fucking ordeal, dude. And then you trying to like capitalize on it and make it an emote and try and incorporate it into your image only proves further that it was a big deal, that it was a milestone in your career that people are going to be talking about. Obviously it is. I don't know how he could pretend that it wasn't. Thank you, War Dog Leader. He banned people for 3 months and claimed that he was scratching his leg immediately afterwards. Like, what the fuck are we talking about? We're literally playing pretend. We're a grown man playing pretend. Like, people can't go back and watch the footage or something.
Later, and this is your big thing. Your big
ups,
shtick, your big jab at me. The best part is that's not even the screenshot from the event. That's just like a random screenshot from content that I did recently.
It looks like a screenshot from January.
Watching him, right? But that's the face that he's got on his screen all the time now on his show. Like, wow, that's that's telling, right? By the way, I just received a $5 tip from One Sick Puppy.
Oh, sorry, we gotta get a beg in here real quick.
I'm doing my part.
Big ups, Kirk.
The Starship Trooper Soldier voice of it,
also known as One Sick Puppy.
Trooper Soldier voice to do it. Thank you for that. One Sick Puppy, the first tip of the day, and we get some animations. I'll be honest, I do miss doing these tip animations because remember, people used to tip frequently. Before I started doing the dual streaming between YouTube and Kick, it was a lot of tips coming in, as support. And now that's kind of slowed down because now the support is kind of split all over the place.
Just think about that for a second, though. When somebody tips DSP money, he plays the stupid animation that nobody really gives a shit about and look ugly as hell. And he goes, "Man, I really miss playing these animations for you guys when you gave me money." I mean, it really is the equivalent of, I miss the sound that the e-card reader makes when you swipe your credit card, you guys. I really miss the little jingle that tells you to take your card out. Because in his mind, obviously, it translates immediately into, money. And that's what gets him excited. That's what he really cares about. It's just so transparent. I really miss, playing these animations for you guys. These things that I didn't pay for and cost me nothing while you shovel funds into my bank account.
And I miss doing these animations. I set them up all nice for the month. I want to get more. So guys, today tip so we can see some nice animations. If you're choosing, gee, how should I support Phil? Send me a tip today. Let's get some more of these animations going, okay?
How long have we been live? 21 minutes, and 8 of them are music, so you didn't miss much yet.
My animations page because it's lagging bad. Holy crap, that took forever. Okay, so as you can see, it's certainly not like this guy has moved on from me or learned a thing. Literally, his shtick every day is, how do I dump on Phil? How do I react to Phil? But I'm not here.
What was he supposed to learn, though?
Here.
Like, that's my question. The way that DSP talks, you'd think that he's teaching him a lesson, or that he's really felted him into oblivion, and he's done something. All he's done is show RTU that if you keep talking about me, if you keep doing these memes, if you keep making me part of your content, I will continue to keep you relevant by talking about you. It's cyclical in nature. I don't understand how DSP doesn't see this, or at least acknowledge it, but whatever. We'll just keep doing these segments, I guess.
React to his reactions to me and respond, because nothing he says or does is intelligent. He doesn't have any intelligence. There's nothing to really react to. What I want to just do is react to some random observations, and I actually have some timestamps here. Right here.
Right where?
That I want to check. First of all, this is great. So this is when Ashton and Andy start watching him. Okay, just listen. Just listen. I don't have to say anything. Just listen. You ready? Oh, by the way, Ted had done a super chat. I missed it, Ted.
I don't give a fuck about Ted's super chat, because this is also the thing. Before we actually get into the fucking RTU segment, we need 3,000 years of preamble. DSP is doing the exact same thing that he hates that other people do to him. They're not actually going to watch the raw content. Of course, they're going to watch a clip with other people talking over it, by the way, which could actually change the context for once. It's not like when people watch, raw clips that people upload and it's literally just DSP. This is somebody else's content with commentary over it. That does actually change things. But he's not even going to be watching the whole thing, front to back. He's going to be skipping around and completely missing any of the legitimate context that could be taken, so that he could make random observations that are going to amount to really fucking nothing, because he has nothing to say. It's the lowest form of like beef content, because it's DSP.
And I'm sorry, there was a $2 Canadian super chat, which I think is the equivalent of like $1.50.
Well, and that's what's frustrating, Greg Wards, is DSP loves context. If you don't watch his entire stream, you're a scumbag detractor who's trying to kill his business.
Right,
but DSP does it, it's totally fine, you guys.
I did not set this up. This is me playing Kino Casino raw, and they're just playing his clip raw. No one has edited the audio here. This is actually what Review Tech Show sounds like. Are you ready? Get ready. Prepare yourself. In 3, 2, 1.
Bring it back to the beginning. Let's play this.
Why?
Bring it back. Here it is. This is the comedic stylings of Dick.
I like big dicks. I'm sizable. I like big dicks. I like big dicks. I like big dicks. I like big dicks.
If you told me this.
All right. Okay. Something to say.
This is what he does on his show. This is his actual show. No one has edited it. They're playing it cold. I'm playing it cold, unedited. This is Rich's content. That he has a soundboard and he just sits there mashing fart sounds and I like big dicks, cucumbers. To him, that's content. That's entertainment for you. Not even like speaking over. Just that's it. Here we go. I like big dicks. I like big dick. What the fuck? Like what the fuck is going on? Right? Like, you're absolutely insane. This is content to him. By the way, thank you.
What is DSP's content, though? Isn't this the motherfucker who will sit there and read chat in absolute silence and then just dunk on detractors, quote unquote, you know? Isn't this the guy who will get up every 15 minutes to adjust his fucking curtains? Isn't this the guy who will run downstairs the second that he thinks that he hears Kat's keys jingle as she gets home? I mean, at least RTU's doing something on the fucking stream. The guy gets up every 5 fucking seconds and wanders around his house like an ADHD riddled kid. What the fuck are we, like, you're actually not allowed to talk shit about other people's content when you're as bad as the guy is. Not defending RTU's fart noises. It is actual bottom of the fucking barrel humor. Nobody finds that funny. It's incredibly obnoxious. But, like, we've got 2 of the worst content creators battling it out right in front of us, pretending that they're any better than somebody else. It's crazy.
I received a $5 Canadian.
But don't worry, guys. He got in more money. Let's interrupt the segment.
Ethan. That's the biggest super chat of the day now. Let's get you up on the leaderboard. Since it's Canadian, we'll say it's like
J Mike, I wish it was every 30 minutes to beg.
Per Canadian dollar. So that'll get us up to $20 so far.
I think Robert Williams is closer. Begs every 4, gets up every 10, acts every 6.
Let's get some tips coming in.
It's just the same shit on loop. He might as well play it on a fucking soundboard.
All right. But I mean, yeah, I mean, it's ridiculous. That's his show. That's how he opens his show. And then he plays his laugh track. You know, like, imagine if I just had a soundboard and I start my podcast and I just keep pressing buttons, right? Like, that's my opening. This is my content. I don't talk. I don't have topics. Just here we go. Oh, I like big dicks. Oh, yeah, suck, cock. Anyway,
but didn't DSP talk about, like, DSP hyped up his he wants a new streaming PC, of course, you know, $2,000 streaming PC. Didn't he hype up the fact that he would be able to use the soundboard, that he could have awful memes on it that nobody's gonna find funny and play them as punchlines? Isn't that something he literally already hyped up? So we're going to sit there and berate RTU because this is the way that he conducts his streams, when the only reason that DSP isn't currently doing that is because his fucking computer is too old, apparently. That's the only thing that saved us from sitting through god-awful DSP memes that aren't funny.
So he starts talking about me. He has an interesting name drop. I have all these...
And ain't this right? He had a sound box and once a soundboard in the form of that stream deck. So DSP really is no better. Let's not get it fucking twisted.
Timestamps to go through. Around the 1 minute 28 second mark. So let's get to that. Here we go.
Big ups, Dumplings.
Really,
thanks for stopping by.
I am stoned tonight, Philip.
I am stoned tonight, Philip. I am stoned tonight, Philip.
We heard it the
so what's
first
that a
time.
reference to? Because I told him.
It's a reference to him being high. Like, this is the... I'm already frustrated. Dude, he's got timestamps, right? These are premeditated dunks. Like, he's practiced these, he's thought these through, he's ready to go. And the fucking timestamp that he clicks on is like 3 words. I'm high tonight. Sorry, it's 4 words. Can't count. 4 is too high. I'm high tonight, Philip. What is that in reference to? Let me repeat it 9,000 times. This is the content that he thinks is better. I know what it's in reference to. It's in reference to the fact that he's geeked off the drugs right now, brother. It's not complicated.
That if he was going to be on my show as a guest on my podcast, that he had to be sober. And I think you can understand why I wanted that. Now that you can see this is how he is in his own content. Like, when he's high, he's playing fart noises. He's playing suck dick.
Big ups, Buck Daddy, joining the 60 skulls. That's what's up.
His eyes are barely open, as you can see. Look at his eyes. His eyes are completely like...
Brother, he's mid-blink. And if he's not, like, are we really going to sit there and pretend that these still shots are entirely representative of the way a person looks all of the time? If that's the case, DSP's drunk off his ass 99% of the time, because you could pause at any moment, and I promise the still is fantastic. He always looks fucking stupid. But don't worry, it's that's detractor behavior, not when DSP does it.
This because he can't keep them open because he's so goddamn high. He, by the way, you saw what he was drinking? That is a weed seltzer. That is a seltzer that contains, I guess, like weed or THC or something in it. Sometimes he's constantly popping these THC.
It's got
gummies.
weed or THC in
He's
it.
doing it
He
live.
doesn't know.
It's not like he's hiding it. He's just actively doing this. So why would I want him on my podcast acting like that? It would be a complete waste of time, right? But you heard what
And Great White Hype said it before I could say it. I've never seen confirmation that is actually a weed seltzer. And like I watched Kino Casino before they got involved with DSP. I watched all of the RTU segments. I know that that's something they said, and I'm sure information they fed to DSP. But at no point have I ever seen the brand, or have I, gotten a still image of what the seltzer is that says it's got THC in it. Like I said, I know that's what they say. I know that's the meme. That's the detractor outlook. But I've never gotten confirmation, and DSP is repeating it as if it's facts. Like, all of his detractors do to him, supposedly, when there's far more information to corroborate what we say. But again, it's completely different when DSP does it. Obviously.
you said. So just think about this.
He's
I have
built
nothing to do
different.
with this man's content at all. I'm not on the show. I'm not involved. He's got my face right there constantly, and he's literally talking to me. Right? He's talking to me. I'm not there, Rich. Like, you're not coming on the show. You're done. That's done. You're never coming on the show. In fact, you're banned from my show. Like, you will never be a part of the Level 1 podcast ever. You're the first person to officially be felted and banned off the show. You'll never come on. You understand?
Wow.
So, why are you speaking to me?
How rough
about
a
being
life that
hot?
must be.
You could do whatever you want with your own life and become a miserable wretch that everyone laughs at and throws the fucking rotten vegetables at when you're in the streets or whatever. And if you catch some of those vegetables and you happen to eat them for sustenance or whatever, which it seems like that's what you're doing to stay afloat, I mean,
What
go
the
for it.
fuck is he
That's the
talking
equivalent of the
about?
detractors coming and throwing you money on your shit streams where you get like 200
Oh, okay.
views.
All
Like, no
right.
exaggeration, guys. Right now,
Go ahead.
I have 350 viewers on YouTube,
Yep.
and I have over
a
70
flex.
viewers and climbing on Kick, and we're just getting started with the Rich segment, so you know the attendance is going to go up. I have more viewers right
What does that mean? That the rich, like, does he think that people get word that DSP's talking about RTU or is doing a drama segment, and they start pulling up in droves? It's being passed around the office at the water cooler. Hey, did you hear DSP's talking about RTU right now? And then they rush back to their desks and open up YouTube to click on fucking DSP stream. Like, does he think that's what's happening right now? Nobody gives a shit, brother. If you're doing a segment people actually want to watch, they'll go watch a clip. And that's the way that it's pretty much always been. Shout out all the clippers out there, of course. You guys do God's work, because nobody's going to watch this shit show. Nobody wants to sit through 5.5 hours of a DSP stream to watch 30 minutes of it. What a waste of time that would fucking be. Nobody's pulling up to this, dude. You're delusional if you think that people are going to come out of the fucking woodwork to watch this.
now than he had on
Live,
his
especially.
stream.
Yeah, conference room takeovers.
So the only people that check him out are people who are detractors and people who clip him for content because no one wants to watch his content. Because there is none. You understand? There's no content here. So yeah, I love this. He's talking about me. Phil, I'm high. I'm not there, Rich. I'm not. That's not really me behind you, Rich. I don't hear you. I only hear you because I just decided to check out Kino Casino last night and they did a segment on you. And so now I've heard this days later. But you understand that, like, he's living in this weird, like, fever dream high world where he thinks that he's talking to me and I care. Now, do you see how in his head I am?
Bro, like, he's extrapolating so much. What, like, how did he come to these conclusions? Again, I get the joke is that Rich is high out of his gourd every day, and he definitely looks at it and he talks slow when the content suffers because of it. But the idea that he's so high, he's literally having delusions where he thinks he's talking to DSP, like, it just proves to me that DSP doesn't really know what it's like to be high off of weed or on THC at all. He thinks that it's like it's acid or something. But he wants to talk on it as if he's some sort of fucking expert because he smoked weed one time, back in high school, and claims it was laced. Yeah, that's the guy I'm gonna believe.
I'm behind him his entire show. in his thoughts and his mouth, he's talking to me during his show. This is very, very bizarre behavior. This is like, we need to have like an analyst, you know, a psychoanalyst.
Yes, we need an
and figure out
analyst.
what exactly is going on here? Because, I mean, you get to the point where, like, it's kind of like the same thing with Doody, where he obsesses over me so much. It's like, something's wrong here, to the point of, like, this is a mania. This is no longer like, oh, this is...
It's a mania. It's a philomania,
like
if you will.
That needs to be diagnosed, right?
Isn't DSP talking to RTU right now? Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Yes, 100%. King of Hypocrisy,
Right,
obviously. It's the name of the stream.
To skip around. Let's get to this one.
And that's exactly the fucking point, is like everything that DSP says about RTU, please just immediately 180 it back at DSP and see if it still applies, and then forget it. Because and then think about how much of the stream you've forgotten. How much of this time was worth a fuck because it actually did damage to RTU in a sense. You know what I'm saying, right? Because everything that he says that applies to him might as well just be fucking moot. It might as well have not have been even said.
I really wish that you could, like, just go right to the timestamp, but apparently you can't.
Look at Kick, an inferior platform, of course. You can't even get timestamps correctly.
Defend Queen Kaffles. It's just him. And
I don't care about. I don't know anything about the Keffel situation. I keep hearing things about this. I don't know about it. How do you do 10-second fast forward? Is it L?
And it's because he wants to fuck Kaffles.
Yeah. Or
wouldn't you think DSP would want to learn about Keffels and Tipster and all of the things that are that the Kino Casino talks about? Like, these are the people that he's getting in bed with. These are the people that he's working with. These are the people that are giving him his boost. They're giving him his resurgence, or so he claims. But yet, all of the people that they talk about, all of the content that doesn't involve him, apparently he's uninformed about and doesn't know anything about. You would think he would try and learn, at least for his own sake, his own business, but apparently not. We'll just forget that. That's too much work, stupid.
What an L.
What?
It is! You know, at least he admits it.
Holy shit!
Yeah, I don't know. For the record, I know nothing about this Keffel situation. I know he's mentioned it. I've heard the Kino guys mention it. It's like, no thanks.
At least he has the gift bag.
Oh, it's the arrow key.
He's purposely like avoiding any of the other drama that's not involving him. Awesome.
It's the arrow keys. Thank you. Gargiac says check the arrow keys. Here we go.
Shit!
At least he has the decency to admit it. Such a fucking hell.
This is condensed Lolcow.
No, it really is. I really
It's like a diamond.
Maybe I have the wrong
crazy
timestamp.
super cut here, where just every bit of it is gold. Every bit of it is just the purest, most concentrated Dickers cringe that you could imagine.
Jesus.
And if you're gonna do a segment like this, where you want to respond to RTU, why didn't he just go and get the clip that they're responding to without their commentary? Because then you get segments like that where he has the wrong timestamp, where he's waiting for them to get back to the topic that he actually is interested in talking about, and he has to listen to their commentary and provide nothing. It's just awkward. It looks strange. Why would you want to do that? Just go and get the actual clip yourself. It's not complicated. It's not difficult. The streams are made public. You can go and download them with free software. You can cut them up however you need to only have the things that you're looking for. But all, again, it's too much for DSP. These designated segments that he plans on doing for his show that pays his bills, too much work.
Oh my God.
That's what I was looking for. Uh-oh, fart?
Oh, I can't unpause it without pausing it again. Going, what?
Bring it back. Bring it back.
Going on,
Bring it
dude?
back.
Too. The irony in that. What does she have, like me and Tipster? Holy shit, what an L. Uh-oh, fart.
Who just says out of nowhere, "Oh fart"?
I don't even know what.
And you can see the clear cut on their stream. If you want to cut people out of, I'm going to say out of context, if you want to cut people up and make it a little jarring to hear them say crazy things, by all means do that. It's for entertainment purposes or whatever. But for DSP to say, we're not adding anything at the beginning of this, when he's doing the fart bit, right? We're not adding anything. This is his raw stream. This is exactly what he says. And then he goes, well, I wanted to look at, key points, random observations. And then he would call out the uh-oh fart when there's the biggest cut in history. Why didn't we get 5 or 10 seconds before that? It's just proper etiquette.
Holy shit.
Look at this cut.
L. Uh-oh, fart.
Who just says out of nowhere, "Oh, fart"?
I don't even know what that means. Uh-oh, fart? Is that like, supposed to be a joke, or is that a comment to something he's saying, or did he actually fart? Does he say "uh-oh, fart" and then fart on his show? You know,
why didn't you go get the raw
maybe
clip
that's
and
the
find
reason
out?
My face looks like that behind him because he's positioned that monitor behind him. So he's just letting loose during the show. Uh-oh, fart. And then my face, oh, even virtual Phil, who's not even alive, cringes and reacts to, oh, God. Like, what is going on? I don't know what the fuck's going on.
And so we shit on RTU for his obnoxious fart noises and his toilet humor at the beginning. Again, at the beginning. But now that he has said, uh-oh, fart, it's okay for DSP to make fart jokes. His toilet humor is completely okay and acceptable, and you guys love it. Yeah, RTU is just farting all over his stream and stinking it up. So that's why my face looks like that in the background. Like, it's the same caliber of fucking joke. It's not funny either time. And this is one of the reasons you're pretty much no better, bro. You're both not fucking funny and never have been. The second that you realize that, I promise the streams get better. The second that you actually work on some sort of comedic timing or topics, all of the streams are going to be better for it.
This is bizarre behavior. Okay, I think this, yeah, here we go. Oh, this is good. This is a good part right here.
Fuck.
I tried the Krabby Patty burger on Friday and it wasn't.
I tried the Krabby Patty burger on Friday and it wasn't. Wait a minute. Rich tried the Krabby Patty burger. Why did Rich try the Krabby Patty burger? Because I said I was going to try the Krabby Patty burger and I didn't. So Rich has to go out of his way to get it, to like be a part of it. Like, again, you see this weird, bizarre obsession, this mania. So because Darkside Phil was going to get the Krabby Patty burger, Rich had to go get the Krabby Patty burger and eat it and taste it himself. Like, you know, you didn't have.
ESP says he hasn't seen that. Well, okay. How? Well, hang on.
Cringes and reacts. Oh, this is good. This is a good part right here.
Fuck.
I tried.
War Dog Leader, he has to have seen this. He's got the timestamp. So earlier when he said that he hasn't seen all of this and then says that it's a good part, like, it's just DSP. He is familiar with the content. He's just bullshitting you so he can seem off the cuff. But yes, absolutely, DSP's seen this before and he lied.
Krabby Patty burger on Friday and it wasn't.
Shout out the Krabby Patty burger, of course. So DSP immediately conflates RTU trying the Krabby Patty burger, one of the, sensations on the internet over the past week or whatever. All across the nation, people are trying the Krabby Patty burger. There's reviews being done, huge advertisement push. Everybody's talking about it. Was RTU just not allowed to try the Krabby Patty or whatever from Wendy's because DSP was going to do it? That's real? Like, DSP thinks he's so important that every other content creator on the platform must be doing it simply because he was going to and then didn't? And even if he did only do it because DSP was doing it and it's relevant in the detractor community, isn't that a smart business move? Didn't PPP also try the Krabby Patty burger and explicitly call out DSP on Twitter, telling him that this is how you do it? Are we going to call out PPP for that behavior? Are we going to, are we going to be upset that PPP is chasing your coattails? I don't think so. So why are we not holding Rich to the same standard? Why are we not applying this equally to all of the people? Why are you inflating your own ego so much simply to dunk on RTU in the dumbest way possible?
By the way, you probably shouldn't have. Just saying. Situation you're in there, you probably shouldn't have eaten the Krabby Patty burger. Like, I can eat the Krabby Patty burger. It ain't going to really affect me. I'm only around 10 pounds overweight. You shouldn't be eating that shit, dude.
Anything.
Krabby Patty.
Oh, fuck you.
Oh, I'm getting tons of support.
I wasn't anything great.
Wait.
Also, I'm only 10 pounds overweight, therefore I can have fast food is an incredible cope. Holy shit, is that so stupid? I don't even know what to say to that. That's just so fucking dumb, dude. I'm only 10 pounds overweight, therefore I can gorge myself all I want. Also, DSP talking about fat people and insulting them in their weight is incredibly ironic, given that his wife and RTU are about the same size. Let's not get it fucking twisted. That's about accurate.
You were
super
literally
chat.
seething because he actually got money to eat the stupid burger, while you are lucky if you get $300 a stream.
What up, TKO?
Nobody cares except you. You are literally crying in an overweight child. Is what.
And this is what I mean. Like, that's absolutely true. Ladies and gentlemen, no one cares that I didn't eat the Krabby Patty burger except my detractors because they have nothing to say about me anymore. Every stream, I'm hitting my goals. Every stream, I'm getting views. I'm winning. I'm making good content.
I'm winning.
Everyone is watching.
Charlie Sheen over here.
Content, right? Do I have a million views? Of course not, but I never have, and I don't need that. I can be massively successful without having.
He has gotten 1 million views in the past. Again, I don't know why he tells blatant lies. I don't know if it's to like set the bar a little lower so that he's still technically #winning. But it's just not true to say that he's never been a 1 million view style YouTuber. He's definitely gotten 1 million views before.
Having a ginormous audience because people appreciate the time and effort I put into my work, right? And this is killing the detractor community.
Oh yeah, they're
can't
dead.
Fucking take it.
DOA.
They can't believe it. Like, they actually think that this is like a giant plan. To this day, they're still saying, listen to this.
I'm listening.
They're still saying that Kino Casino is setting me up. Like, this is still a Carrie-like situation where the pig's blood is going to dump out of the sky onto my head. They're still saying that. They can't cope with the fact they can't.
Yo, and it could still be true. Like, this could be the longest play in history. You never fucking know, brother. How long did Judas hang out with Jesus before he betrayed him? I don't know the exact number of days, but they were boys. They was on gang shit. And he still sold his ass out for 30 silver. So let's not count our chickens before they hatch.
Handle the fact that actually things are going well for me, that things are nice, right? That things are getting better. I mean, I have 360 viewers on YouTube. I have over 70 plus viewers on Kick. I've got people enjoying the content, watching it everywhere. I've got people supporting me from multiple different directions and multiple different ways. I got people who want to be on my podcast as an interview. I just can't get them scheduled because they're so fucking slippery like eels, right?
That it's almost like they don't want to be on your podcast, isn't it, mate? It's almost like if people want to do something, they go out of their way to make it fucking happen, right? They plan accordingly. They communicate effectively. If they're not doing that, they don't want to fucking do it. It really is simple as. DSP doesn't understand the basics of socializing with other people, apparently. And I did want to address, because he says, nobody cares that I didn't eat the Krabby Patty. You know, only my detractors care. It's not that anybody cares that you didn't eat the Krabby Patty. It's the fact that you said you were going to do something, you asked for a bunch of money to do it, and then you did a variation of it. You didn't actually deliver on what you said that you were going to deliver. For $2,000, you said you were going to go get a Krabby Patty. I don't give a fuck if the closest Wendy's that had one was 3 hours away. They gave you $2,000. You said you would do something. I would expect you to do it for the amount of money that you were given, because that was the agreement. I understand that maybe the trade that you made by eating the Addams Family burger is an equivalent or even more than you initially offered, but that's not what you fucking agreed to. That's not what you asked for the money for. It's just another example of DSP not being able to deliver on the things that he said, and that's why it's important, at least to me. I don't give a fuck whether or not he actually ate a specific burger. I couldn't give a shit less.
But, like, things are...
Real quick, I'm so sorry. I get so distracted. JB with the $1.99. Hell yeah, dude. When PPP did it and lifted his shirt, it was humor. Talking about doing the Krabby Patty review and that, right? Absolutely, dude. Of course that was humor. Of course, PPP taking his shirt off for comedy is the funniest thing on the planet and completely acceptable. But when an RTU does that, it's gross, grotesque, and not watchable. Ack. Thank you so much for the $1.99.
Very different. And these people can't handle it. So to them, the fact that the Krabby Patty burger couldn't be delivered to my home, so instead I ordered the Addams Family meal, which was better for both for content and as a reward because there were more food items that I taste tested. To them, that is the ultimate betrayal. How dare Phil promise one thing and deliver another? Right?
Yes, absolutely. That is how that works.
Was better than what I originally promised. It's the
it doesn't
equivalent
matter.
Of, hey, I'm promising you I'm going to give you $10 at the end of the week, and instead I handed you a 20. But you'd be upset because I promised you 10. How dare you only hand me 20 when I said you said you were going to give me 10? Wait, what are you talking about? I give you something better. No, I'm upset. because you gave me something you didn't originally promise. It doesn't make any sense. You understand? It makes no sense at all. Zero. So
I had a friend and a coworker I was talking to this about, and he gave me an analogy that I'm gonna try and recreate here. If you paid somebody $20 to mow your lawn, right? They didn't mow your lawn. They instead weed whacked and pulled out all of your weeds from your garden. And you came home and you're like, you didn't mow my fucking grass like I told you to. And he goes, well, you know, I ran the perimeter with the weed whacker and I pulled your weeds out of the garden. I think that that's more work. It's more intricate. You know, I did that instead, and hopefully that's even. It's not, because it's not what you said that you were going to do. For all you know, these people were specifically looking for a review of the Krabby Patty, and then they didn't get it because you ate the Addams Family meal instead. You don't know what their expectations were. You don't know their reasoning for wanting this in the first place. You don't get to justify changing it and then not communicating that, but, you know, the day of. That's fucked. It just is.
Have no argument. But again, Rich has become a detractor. Like, he can't see the reason behind anything anymore. Any detractor, any meme that a detractor comes up with, he's on board for it. 100% hook, line, and sinker. So he actually went and he got a Krabby Patty meal to talk about it. And
a lot of people
DSP
did.
Couldn't do this, but I can. Like, no one gives a fuck. Like, literally, no one cares about this Krabby Patty meal at all. No one. We're half a week later, right? Like, that was supposed to happen on Saturday. It's fucking Tuesday, and we still got people talking about this. Like, get out of here. Get a life.
You're
right?
still talking
what
about
the hell
this.
are you talking about? You're insane.
He says it's Tuesday and people are still talking about this, but he already acknowledged at the beginning of this clip that this RTU segment was from a few days ago. And it obviously was, because the Kino Casino needed time to clip it and prepare their stream and have everything ready to go. So this was days ago, but oh, it's Tuesday and people are still talking about it because that's when you decided to bring it up. It could have been fucking dead and gone by now, but DSP has to defend himself.
You're still talking about Krabby Patties. Like, talk about mania, talk about obsession over minutia that no logical human cares about. That's how these people operate.
Nobody cares about the Krabby Patty meal, but he hyped it up for a fucking week straight and asked for $2,000 for it. Make that make sense,
right? In fact, I recommend you watch the Addams Family DSP Tries if you haven't seen it yet. It's really, really good. But what I like is the person who super chats him, right? So he gets some income for this, and they just completely destroy him, right? You say, you stream so infrequently, you barely make $300 a stream. Phil streamed all week, making thousands and thousands of dollars. Nobody cares about this except you. You're crying like an overweight child. He's so upset about the Krabby Patty. No one cares. Except my detractors and Rich, because Rich is a detractor. Okay? It's that simple. Rich is a detractor at this point. There's no
always has been.
He's full-on become a detractor full-time because he has nothing else to do.
Full-time detractor's crazy.
Okay. Here, this is a good one. You gotta love this, right?
And of course, DSP was a big fan of that super chat, but because it talked him up and talked about how he's so successful in making all of this money. I legitimately think, like, while yes, detractors obviously don't want DSP to make a fuck ton of money because they want more people in the world to be more intelligent than that and not actually be getting scammed all the time, everybody understands that there's stupid people in this world that are going to give money to things that they don't agree with and would never. That's just the way that the world works, and to be actually upset about that is silly. And I don't think that many people are. I think that they think it's stupid, but they're not actually upset and losing their minds, and, you know, detractors are felted and seething and dying. It's so stupid. The fact that he would believe that is even dumber, though.
Like, you're a piece of shit.
Yeah.
You fired him on his birthday without even fucking paying him, tried to scam him.
So what Ashton is doing, he's talking about all the bad things that Rich has done recently. Not even just all the things over time, but I think he did recently this year. Okay.
He tried to send a computer full of, like, malicious shit to Phil as well.
Yep. Apparently, and again, I wasn't aware of that.
And he says recently, but didn't that happen years and years ago? Like 4+ years ago? That he tried to give him that PC? So it's okay to complain about something that RTU supposedly did years ago, but DSP jerking off is irrelevant, not funny, and overplayed, and it doesn't matter, right? Okay, sounds good. Sounds good. And if that's the case, if this was literally years ago, don't preface this with this is things that RTU has done recently. That's just not how that fucking works. That's not how that sentence works. Try again.
The time that he was trying to send me a keylogged computer, but everyone tells me it's true, so I have to believe them, right? I didn't receive the computer, but apparently his editor did, and it was keylogged. So
It's crazy.
And once again, DSP just listening to detractor content about
computer's like,
RTU
"Please
and
don't
not
make me
questioning it
unplug."
because that's what they said. I
What
have
is
to
more
believe them, you
technical?
guys.
How-
What if that was the logic that everybody applied to DSP? That's exactly how he would wind up in a worse situation than he's already in, with as many people that fucking already don't like him, right? Imagine if everybody heard something about DSP and go, well, this is what people were telling me, so it must be true. You'd never hear the fucking end of it on his stream. But once again, it's okay when DSP does it. Everything's fine when he does it.
How are we going through today, guys? Like,
I know. I'm just trying to.
Up any of that bullshit, but
but we're going into it.
I'll say one thing flat out. Let's compare.
Here we
what
go.
happens.
Oh.
One thing. So here he goes. He starts going like, let's compare what I did to other people. So, Dickers, just to let you know, just because other people did bad stuff that's worse doesn't mean you didn't do bad things.
exactly, and
this was the part of the segment. I heard this shit live and went, no fucking way this guy said exactly. This is the guy where every RTU segment, he winds up saying, oh, you guys, I'm not as bad as RTU. That's the thing. People are starting to realize that people like RTU and these other lolcows are way worse than me because they're scammers and they actually are like PDF files and all of that. So nobody even cares about me and people are starting to come around and that's why they like me now. That's literally DSP every fucking RTU segment. So when PPP says just because other people are doing things worse than you, it doesn't excuse your behavior. The idea that DSP would fucking say exactly and then try and fucking grandstand on that is asinine. It's completely insane. Holy shit, dude.
this is the thing with Rich.
This is the
why
thing with Rich,
thinks
though.
He's better than me, okay? Because Rich's argument
What up, Beans?
is that, well, Phil lied to his audience about WWE champions. Phil, for years, was playing the game and spending money on the game while he was crying to his audience, I need support to pay my bills. Now, when I said that, it was literally true. I was going through bankruptcy. I was going through all these hard times, these bad times, right?
Anybody could say that, though. That is such a vague and dumb statement. Guys, when I begged for money and said that I had to pay my bills, it was true. Yes, jackass, every adult that is worth their salt has bills to pay. Does that justify all of the begging? Of course, he then follows it up with, I was going through bankruptcy. I was going through all these hard times. Let me tell you, fucker, I don't give a shit about your bankruptcy, and nobody really should. You were there for your own poor financial decisions. You made poor decisions all of the time. You never thought anything through, and you thought your shit didn't stink, and you spent all of your money stupidly. That's on you. You had no business begging then, regardless of bankruptcy or not.
Now, I've already admitted to you guys, yes, I played WWE Champions. I've spent money on that game too. But what I've also told you is that the spending that my detractors tell you is real is fake. Okay? They're wrong. They never had any tracking of my spending or anything at all. They don't know what they're talking about. They've always lied and over-exaggerated. Did I spend money on the game? Yes, I did. Did I own that old account? Yes, I did. I used to own it. Okay? I've owned up to that. Literally no one cares anymore. At one point, maybe when the revelation happened, maybe at first people were like, oh God, no one cares. And the thing is, that's my worst offense ever. That I spent money on a mobile game when I was streaming for free and asking for support from my viewers, and they gave it to me so that I could pay my bills and get through a tough financial time, that I happened to also spend some money on a mobile game. All right?
That's not his worst offense, though. There's so many things throughout DSP's history that are just objectively shitty to do to somebody else. The way that he's treated his friends in the past, the way that he speaks to his audience on a daily basis, the way that he talks about other content creators and is entirely hypocritical the entire time, the way that he treated Panda Lee in the past, the way that he talked about her afterwards, him revealing her hospital story, him not paying the people that he worked with in the past, like all of that is shitty behavior and should be condemned at all costs. DSP is not somebody that should be touted as some sort of magical content creator creator with a 16-year legacy that does no wrong. And that's what he would like. Please don't do that, obviously. But the reason I think the reason that I think that people hone in on the fucking WWE champions thing is it's because it's an example of a shitty behavior that he exhibits was refusing for years to even admit, while actively misleading his own audience into giving him money for an addiction that, again, he would not admit to. If he had just admitted to it, said, yes, this is where the money's going, I appreciate all your funds, it helps with the bills, but also I'm, spending as someone typically would that has addictions on booze and this and that and the other, it wouldn't have been a big deal. But this guy was begging for money every single day while having excess enough to go and fucking gamble all the time. That's crazy. And his audience should be made aware of that, and they should feel a type of way about that. If somebody's lying to you like that and actively deceiving you for their own benefit and stealing your monetary gains, you should feel a type of way about that. And the fact that they don't is silly. It just shows you how truly dented they are. But people are going to keep bringing it up because anybody in the future that might be interested in DSP should know this before going in.
Now, everyone knows this now, and everyone's okay with it. But the detractors aren't. Because the detractors, this was what they had on me, right? For years and years. When it's finally revealed.
Yeah. And Den Style News Network, Ain't Blessing, is absolutely right. I forgot to mention that DSP did kill T. One of the most egregious actions that he's taken, of course.
That Phil was really doing all of this. Everyone's going to hate him. Ladies and gentlemen, let's take a look. I have 384 viewers on my stream. I have 73 viewers on Kick. Are you guys leaving in droves now because we just said that? Is this the end of the world? You know what I'm saying? Is this really like, you hate my guts? Of course not. People are coming and still hanging out and watching and supporting. I've got 19 straight streams that you've supported me and I've hit all my goals.
That doesn't prove anything, though. This is the equivalent of a cult leader saying, past members were saying that I was like stealing and marrying your wives and making you sit in the cuck chair, and that was a huge ordeal and that nobody should join the cult. But you guys are still here in my cult, and I'm still fucking your wives and making you sit in the cuck chair. So is it really that bad? Yeah, actually. It's almost exactly what they said, and that anybody, again, worth their salt, is going to take an issue with that. What the fuck?
Correct? So their argument is just a big fallacy. People don't dislike me because I admitted to making mistakes in the past and apologized for them, and the mistakes aren't a big deal. Most people admit, okay, it's not that big of a deal. Big deal that Phil did this, right? So
and JB, again with the $1.99, thank you so much. If the detractors aren't, that's not everyone. Exactly. Every time he says that nobody cares, everyone's over it, it's not that big a deal, everyone agrees, just remember how many detractors are out there. Think about all of the views that detractor videos get, and think about all of those people that blatantly disagree with DSP that immediately shows you that it's not everyone, actually.
He'll say is, well, you see, sure, I did awful things, but they're not as bad as Phil's. Wrong. You now understand that the one thing that anyone ever has on me, which is that one thing, that's it.
Only one thing.
Is not a big deal at all. Nobody gives a fuck, right?
One
so
thing.
What he does now is he starts to compare himself to all these other people that have done worse things than him. But the point, Rich, is that people don't dislike you because they only know that you've done bad things, right? Like, they know that other people have done bad things too. They dislike you because the bad things you've done are heinous things that no one agrees with, and they hate you for it. People,
again, immediately 180able on the DSP.
And they're like, it's not that big deal. Move on. Now that Phil has admitted to it, fine. The elephant in the room has been revealed. We can move on from it, and no one cares. But he can never move past his shit because people don't forgive him for what he's done, because his shit he's done is so much worse, right?
And dude, right fucking there, DSP just acknowledged that nothing he did ever mattered because what RTU did is so much worse he can't move on from it. He just did what PPP called out and completely missed the fucking point. It's like the guy doesn't even listen to what he's saying. But he has to, because it's falling out of his fucking mouth.
But now,
also, I'm curious as to how many people you would have to see in your chat in order to justify saying that everyone forgives you and it's not that big a deal. I just want to know what the number DSP is looking for is, and if it's ever going to be attainable for anybody other than himself. I would like a hard number to actually be able to quantify what we're looking at here. But of course, DSP would never give that. It's a general sentiment that is uncalculable and impossible to actually quantify. Very cool. I love that.
He'll say, well, what about people who did work?
And thank you, Soup GG, for forgiving me for cheating in COD, even though I didn't. I am still unbanned, and I'm still absolutely wrecking these dweebs. I dropped 150 kills the other day. It felt amazing. I do have a screenshot to prove it.
Worse things than me. No, Rich, that's not how it works. Because people have done worse things than you, it doesn't negate what you've done, right? Just because Hitler existed doesn't mean that the guy who only killed 5 people is okay. That's not how it works in life. It's you did heinous shit, you got to live up to it, fess up to it, and improve for the better, and you haven't done that at all. Instead, you sit there coping high all day, begging your audience for contributions while trying to make fun of others who are your fucking betters. Rich, I am your better. Rich, guess what? Are you ready for this one? Wings of Redemption and Boogie and Keemstar, they're all your betters. Don't you understand that? They're all better than you. Every single fucking one of the people you make fun of is better than you.
Bro, imagine being put in that lineup, though, and still having people better than you. That's a shitty existence. In all reality, I don't think that I could go on. If you put me in that lineup and then everyone agreed that those people were better than me, that's an act of self-deletion on site. I could never recover from that. That's fucked.
You're just the lowest of the fucking low, and you can't figure it out. Why? Everyone has told you. You want to know why? Because he sits there with my detractors, grabbing his balls and stroking his dick. That's his stream.
That's literally what DSP did, though. When he was on stream jerking his dick, he was sitting there with the detractors, the only people who watch his shit-ass content, and grabbing his balls and stroking his dick. So you're no better. Literally. Amazing. I'm so glad I got him. Got him, folks. Mission accomplished.
Detractor heaven. He sits there while the detractors are fluffing him. Fluffing him. Constantly. It's like, what the fuck? How do you not see past your own nose? He can't. He doesn't understand that's his entire stream. Dude, you have 1 million subs on YouTube, and you're getting 300 views on a stream, and you're making less money than Darkside Phil. You're a failure and a loser. You have no right to sit there and try to make fun of others all day on your stream, dude. You're an embarrassment not only to the content creation community, you're an embarrassment
I know
to
this guy's
humanity
not
as a
talking.
whole.
Brother, you're 42 years old, owe back taxes, and have multiple bathrooms in your house that don't fucking function. You bought a drill for the first time in your life off of Amazon. It's a shit-ass Black & Decker drill you bought for $20 fucking dollars, and you spent multiple hours putting up fucking foam on the wall. You want to talk about an embarrassment to humanity? This guy is an embarrassment to be an adult male, which isn't even a difficult task in the modern age. But fucking DSP, dude. Jesus Christ, this motherfucker's house is literally falling apart. And I say literally because the fucking ceiling light actually fell out of the ceiling while they were sitting there or in the kitchen or whatever the fuck. That's wild. That's insane fucking behavior. But yes, RTU was the embarrassment. He's the one that's worse off than everybody else. Meanwhile, your snort fort is falling apart like you live in a fucking crack den or something. Jesus Christ. Gengar Green with a 5. If Phil ever had a true moment of self-realization, how fast would he jump on the sewer slide? I would think immediately. I would also think immediately. I think anybody with some self-respect and dignity put in DSP's situation would they'd go play in Minecraft. For real. Thank you for the 5,
How do you not
brother.
get it? Everyone's laughing at you because they're all better than you. Holy shit, man. It's
And
like,
also, if we're going to accept your argument on that, then you need to shut the fuck up about Phil.
exactly.
Because there are way worse fucking people than Phil out there. There's Ralph, and like this is the thing, like Dickers. What like he picks and chooses which side of that argument he wants to believe.
That's
But
right.
What he says here is some of the most insane shit I've ever heard.
Thank you, Suffa Horse, who has gifted a membership over on Kick. I appreciate that, Suffa Horse.
Also, Suffa Horse being one of the biggest contributors over on Kick is entirely fantastic. I can't believe that shit was ever allowed to slide. It's a very clearly a dig at his wife, and I hope that she hears it every single time he gives this person a shout out. I hope Kat is infinitely crying downstairs at the idea that somebody is felting her and giving them money at the same time. Awesome. I guess it's really not a felt because they are still paying for her DoorDash, but maybe that's what he meant by suffer whores. Maybe he meant suffer by being egregiously obese and dying from diabetes or something. I don't know, but DSP allows it to go.
Thank you so much. Still only one per person. No one changes the leaderboard because the top sub gifter today is still just one sub. If someone gives 2 or more, then
It's
we'll change
aimed
that
at
on-
Ralph's ex-wife, but it applies so awesomely to the DSP. It's like it was a match made in heaven then.
the leaderboard there.
All right.
To me, to things like what other people have been caught doing this year.
Here we go.
It's like there's way crazier pedophiles. And whoa, what dickers? Like,
Dickers, what?
what do you mean? Like, listen. Wow.
Small nitpick, very, very small nitpick, but I can't. I notice this every time I see this clip. DSP put his fucking camera in the worst possible position. You can move your elements at any point in time on OBS. It's incredibly simple. You can just do it whenever. And the fact that the transition happened, Andy went to the top right, and DSP didn't move his camera is incredibly fucking obnoxious. I just don't like it. Just be better, man.
Yeah, and that's the thing is, if the
Exonerated.
argument is other people did worse, he's confessing he did all this shit.
Right.
He's saying he did it all, but it's okay because Dr. Disrespect is bad.
And
And that's the funny part is I have confessed the stuff that I've done wrong.
Yeah.
And no one cares anymore. Everyone's cool with it.
No, that's not how that works.
Because again, they need
Oh,
something.
okay. So everyone said except for this majority group that makes up your audience. Sound good? Sounds good to me. I don't know how he can justify saying these things. If you had a town population of 10,000 people, we'll say that that's the entire DSP viewing community, detractor or not. 300 people want to vote on something one way, and the other, fucking 9,600 and some people want to vote the other way. You don't get to say that everybody voted because, with the 300. That's not how that shit works, boss. You have a general viewing audience. Most of them are detractors, and most of them still hold WWE champions against you. That's the end of the story.
To keep making content on.
Everybody else doesn't even know who you are, so they're irrelevant.
So they keep beating the dead horse that the literal rest of the world doesn't care about. The thing is, no one has forgiven him at all because the shit he's done is so fucked up, right? I mean, we watched the documentary. Just watch the documentary react that I did with these guys over on my DSP Reacts channel back in August, and you'll see the shit he did, the heinous stuff over the years, way, way worse than the shit that he criticizes me for. Yet somehow he thinks that because I played WWE champions and spent money on a mobile game during a time when also I was taking contributions to pay my bills for my viewing audience, that this is the most heinous action ever compiled.
Yeah, Eric, I fucked up the math. Sorry, I'm not a mathematician. I work in trash, man.
96, the gameplay
Not
usually
exactly
starts around
IQ
1
tests
PM
on the way
Pacific
in.
time, FYI. Okay. Moving forward, because now we have so many timestamps, I don't even think I'm going to be able to do all of these. Let's see.
Let's see here.
143, I think, was one.
Putting the keyloggers in the computer.
There they go. They're talking about what he's
Accusing
done.
us of hacking him without any evidence and being a filthy liar. He believes this entitles him to millions of dollars in compensation.
What the fuck?
Hey, good morning, Kenny.
Oh, didn't he say that he should be rich or yeah, he said something like, I should be rich. If everyone else is rich and they're a scumbag, well, I should also be rich. Wait, what? So because you're admitting you're a scumbag, you think you should be rich? Because he's angry that people like Dr. Disrespect, is rich. And he's not. So he's upset about that. And he wants the money that he has.
Doesn't DSP also do that to all of those content creators, though? Like, real talk? How many years did he talk shit about Ninja and Dr. Disrespect and call them children's entertainers and say that they're making content for the lowest common denominator? Meanwhile, he makes so much better content than he should be getting their viewership and money. If the audiences were smart, they would really be watching his content. Weren't those all things that he said for literal years before this point? Just checking, just clocking in, making sure that I got my facts right. Yeah, sorry, I forgot about PewDiePie as well. You're right. Another content creator. The DSP is so much better than, obviously. JB with the 5. Also, if he wants to run with this everyone argument and exclude detractors, what about I'm Troublesome, who swore him off after the KP scam? That's a great question. I remember I'm Troublesome saying something in his chat about that. Don't worry about it, stupid. You're asking too many questions. But thank you for the 5. But yes, absolutely still doesn't make sense. And it especially doesn't make sense when you get down to the very specifics. But that's just common DSP behavior. Every single storyline, every single arc, every single saga is like this. If you take a look at any of the sentences that he says, they just don't line up. And they never will.
That's it.
His name is Rich, but he's not affluent. We're getting confused. His name is Rich, but he's not rich. He's not affluent. He's not financially well off. He wishes he was financially well off, like people who are better than him, like Dr. Disrespect and stuff. He's very upset that people bigger than him have been exposed for heinous things, and they're still rich and he's still poor. There you go.
It would be like if you promised us to play.
I don't know why we had to clarify.
Play something else.
What the fuck did he just say? Plus, the plumbers and fussing and probably.
So he's trying to say that Phil promising to eat the Krabby Patty.
Oh my
and
God!
Instead eating the Burger King meal would be like if he promised to play Plumbers Don't Wear Ties, and then played something else.
Okay, who cares?
I mean,
Again, not an exact equivalent, but there is some sort of validity to what he's saying. DSP said that he was going to do one thing and then did another. He didn't say what he didn't effectively communicate that he wasn't going to do the thing that he promised to, and he went back on his word. That's where the issue was taken. Nobody really gives a fuck about a goddamn Krabby Patty. Let's be real.
Like, all right, he didn't eat the Krabby Patty. Crucify him on the cross.
Put him on the cross.
Speaking of Judas and Jesus,
it's
crucifixion time.
Is there real? Okay, I have a
That's a
serious
joke.
question. No.
That's a
I
joke.
have to ask this. Okay, has life become so easy for humanity? Life has become so easy. Humanity doesn't need to do anything to survive anymore. You don't have to gather resources. You don't have to hunt. You don't have to fight for safety for yourself or your family, right? There's not like a giant fighting for resources anymore. So life has become so easy for human beings, correct?
Uh-huh.
The biggest thing for some people to be talking about and caring about this week was that instead of me going to Wendy's and buying the Krabby Patty meal and doing a taste test of it, I instead ordered the Addams Family meal from Burger King and did a taste of that instead. This is actually the big thing that certain humans have talked about this week. This is the big event of their life. Do you see what happens when humanity has become such a, how can I say, insulated, protected, coddled being, entity? Humanity, it's so easy for humans. Like right now outside, there's animals outside, and they're scraping by. I need to get food today. What am I going to do? Shit, I got to go hunt a rat and eat the rat for food. Oh, man, I got to go scavenging for nuts and berries out of the trees. I got to bury that shit because the winter's coming up, and I want to survive over the winter. It's life or death for me. To do this, I have to survive. But for Review Tech and my detractors, the big thing they have to do is talk about how Darkside Phil didn't eat a Krabby Patty meal.
Bro, what the fuck was even that? He legitimately just described animals being animals as a way to try and felt the fact that RTU is doing content, content that he normally does anyway about DSP, and making a big deal about one of the topics that is relevant to DSP. I don't think that those are equivalents at all. Also, incredibly insane to act as though life is so easy for human beings at this point that nobody is fighting or vying for resources or trying to survive out there. Absolutely insane fucking take from the guy. That's definitely not the way that everybody lives on this planet. I'm not going to even pretend that is. But yes, incredibly sheltered DSP. Very cool, very cool. I don't know what the fuck the animals had to do with anything. I don't get it. Jambalaya with the 20. Thank you so much. Congratulations on the engagement, Mr. and Mrs. Skeleton. Well, thank you so much. It was very robust and meaningful. And now we get to plan for the wedding, which there's like 100 things that go into. I didn't even know it was as complicated as it is. Oh my Lord. People are asking so many questions. I didn't even know that those were things that happened. So I appreciate the 20. 333 Ack with the 4.99. Thank you. The 5, if you will. Phil is like Jesus, but instead of performing miracles and spreading the good word, he just begs on the internet. Pig ups. The worst version of Jesus possible. I like it though. I like it. Thank you for the 5. DSP's got to pull his hairline back as fast as possible. He's speed running the fucking worst hairline in history, obviously. Call Guinness.
And by the way, God forbid that ever happened, that we all get to that level as humans. We all like our comforts and being insulated. But if that ever happened, I'm pretty sure at least I could make like a college try effort to go out and try to survive. Like I'd try to learn how to fish or hunt or gather. You really think Review Tech would be doing that?
He's gonna give it a college try and survive and hunt. I would kill for a DSP survival stream. Absolutely, I would love to see this guy just take a walk through the woods without complaining about uneven ground or bugs or something so fucking mundane that everybody deals with on a regular basis that goes outside. Just once, DSP, do an IRL stream in the woods. How fun could that fucking be, dude? Oh my Lord. Yeah, he'd give it a college try, though, and pretty much fail instantly and get immediately murdered by some other scavenger style who is actually knowledgeable in something of the sort.
No, he'd roll down the hill into a gutter and just fucking, disintegrate. There's no THC to consume, so that would be the end of his existence, At least I would make an honest try to survive this fucking guy. But,
yeah, Greg of the Lake is right. He would give a community college try, not an honest college just try. Nothing wrong with community colleges, but the barrier to entry and all.
Phil is so bad. He's such a heinous villain, and I gotta make fun of him. This is the content, right? So anyway,
Anyway.
Thank you to Cave Teeth, $10 super chat over on YouTube. He says, "Yeah, I had that drop box and I tried to frame others for it, but DSP didn't eat the Krabby Patty meals," said Dickers. Exactly. Just unreal. The stuff that he's done is no big deal because, I didn't eat a Krabby Patty this week. That's what humanity is concerned with, right?
Some of it. I mean, people who are literally, like RTU, who's literally paying his bills by making fun of you. Absolutely.
I mean,
that's the way that his business works, man.
Watching, but
you should know.
I feel like we already spent so much time on it. Maybe we'll get back to this later in the week because I have funny shit. Yeah, he wants to get paid to go on Lolcow Live. He thinks he should be paid hundreds of thousands of dollars to appear on Lolcow Live. I'm not kidding you. He actually thinks he should get paid hundreds of thousands of dollars to appear on that show. Keep in mind, I was offered $50,000 to be the part of the show. He wants $100,000 just to appear on the show, and he's being serious too. What's up, Jade? Good morning, Jade.
Why is it relevant how much money DSP was fictionally offered in order to make something happen that he never? I say fictionally offered. It did actually happen. I didn't mean it like that. But I'm saying he didn't take the opportunity. So why are we mentioning it and acting as though this is something to brag about? You don't get to brag on money that you were never given and turned down. That's fucking silly. Whatever. What a cunt. I hate this guy. Hi, Jade.
I've had enough. You know what?
Right.
I've just had enough.
We should just be enjoying Jade. That's what we should do. Ghost Hunters out of time raid. Is IV go over?
What's the next plan for Rich? What's the next thing he's doing? Would you like
Yes,
to know?
LSD from the V grade too. Let's go.
Hold on. He posted this morning. He already edited it, but the original post was basically up until the last 2 sentences of this on X, but then he edited it to add the last 2 sentences. So Rich has posted this up this morning.
Real quick, Demi Fiend with the 2 saying DSP is a bigger grifter than Hassan Piker. I don't know much about Hassan other than that his fucking takes are incredibly poorly thought. That's really all I know about the guy. And he's very much a himbo style. I think he's dumber than shit, but it's definitely a handsome man. You can't deny that. Fella looks good. So
I think by the end of this month, I will be shutting
thank you for
down
the
my
2.
Review
Yeah,
Tech
Chick's
USA
nephew.
YouTube channel. I'm not 100%
all
on
he'll
this
ever
yet,
be
but I
to
truly
me.
think it's time. It's a relic from a different era, and it's time to completely close the door on that chapter of my life. I will let you know where live stream clips will go next month. Those will still happen. Okay? So he actually wants to delete his YouTube channel with 1 million subs because he doesn't want to actually make meaningful content anymore. Like, he's actually admitting in this post publicly that it's over for him. He no longer can make actual content. He just wants to sit there high all day, you know, streaming garbage for my detractors. Like, that's it. He just wants
doesn't that sound like the life, though? High all day streaming garbage for detractors? What a king shit, really. If only he made it work. I'm kidding, of course. Please have real jobs. Be productive members of society. It'll make you feel better, I think. Retro Jim, thank you for the 7-month membership. Hell yeah, dude. He baby raged and made a fool of himself over the entire 50k arc. Amazing he tries to flex on it. Yeah, I don't get it. It's so stupid to flex on something that was such an ordeal. It was so, there was so much drama surrounding it, and he ultimately came out looking worse for it. So I don't know why he would bring it up as though this is some sort of flex on RTU and everybody else, but whatever. Whatever, it's the guy. Thank you for the 7 months.
Become a detractor entertainer.
What up, Iviga? Finally going to bed? Hell
his
yeah.
Existence from now on. He actually thinks that that's going to, like, make him a living and pay his bills for the rest of his life. He actually believes this, right? Keep in mind that there's been 1 million of those, right? And how many have really been able to do it long term? Not many. There's a few, but not many. And they're starting to get demonetized now. So I don't know what he actually thinks he's doing. But the funny part about it is,
wait, RTU starting to get demonetized?
He just wants to become a detractor entertainer. That's the end of it. That's his existence from now on. He actually thinks that that's going to, like, make him a living and pay his bills for the rest of his life. He actually believes this, right?
Okay.
Keep in mind that there's been 1 million of those, right? And how many have really been able to do it long term? Not many.
Few?
There's a few, but not many. And they're starting to get demonetized now.
Ooh.
So I don't know what he actually thinks he's doing.
Who of the... I clicked the wrong button. No. Who does he think is out here demonetized? These long-term detractors that, you know, have been making fun of DSP for ages and they're full-time, whatever the fuck that's even supposed to mean. Those detractors are getting demonetized. I don't know where he's getting that information from. I don't know what Flying Monkey told him that. Aside I hit the microphone. Aside from duty streams, I'm not quite sure who we could be talking about, but that's literally one example. I don't think that it would be enough to even mention. And if he is, he's just stupid. And he's apparently uninformed about Duty's current situation with his monetization, which he will tell you very bluntly what his situation is. If you care to hear it, go watch Duty streams, obviously. So I don't know what he's talking about.
For my detractors. Like, that's it. He just wants to become a detractor entertainer.
Yo, Ghost Hunter with the 5 months. It time crypt shenanigans. Absolutely, brother. Thank you for the 5 months.
That's the end of it. That's his existence from now on. He actually thinks that that's going to, like, make him a living and pay his bills for the rest of his life. He actually believes this, right? Keep in mind that there's been 1 million of those, right? And how many have really been able to do it long term? Not many. There's a few, but not many. And they're starting to get demonetized now. So I don't know what he actually thinks he's doing. But the funny part about it is, here's the thing.
Couldn't that same thing be said about DSP, though, in some of the content that he's been doing recently? Some of his drama content, and he literally watched his most racist moments last night, did he not? Like, couldn't you say that that style of content is also being demonetized more and more often, and you don't know exactly what he's doing as far as his business acumen goes? Like, couldn't you say the same thing? So once again, another thing that DSP is criticizing, but equally, you know, as guilty of doing. Nugs Medallion with the 7 months. Phil actually believes people are going to pay his bills the rest of his life. He really believes it. He does, and he has no plan to get out of this. He has no skills. He offers nothing to the world other than the fact that he hits go live every single day, and he really does expect that to take him until his end days. An absolutely absurd assumption.
You look at this, and you say, I believe this. Do you want to know the truth? I don't believe this at all. At all. 100% I don't believe this. Do you want to know why I think he posted this up? Because
sorry, AK. I don't mean to sound like a detractor.
On the show, what did I say? I said, Rich, if you were to delete all of your content off of the internet, no one would care. Like, literally, it wouldn't matter. If you deleted all of your shit off the internet right now, there would not be a great loss. Nothing of value would be lost because all you've ever done is made crap, right? So he posted this up because he wanted to get a stroking of his ego. That's exactly what this is. Gee, I wonder if what Phil said is true. Let me post this up. So what he wanted to see a train of replies.
Look at this train of replies.
His fans sitting here crying that he's going to delete his content. Now, what's funny is some people actually legitimately do like the guy. That's a bad idea. Keep it open. You'll get residual AdSense. To Lolcow,
so it's funny that he literally got what he wanted. Is that funny? Is that when we talk about DSP and he's looking for a certain outcome, would you say that it's funny that he got it? I wouldn't think so, but okay.
Right? Thanks for the times you mentioned me on your channel. It meant a lot to me. Can I buy your channel? Right?
Like that's literally Lolcow live clips. I don't know if that's a legitimate Lolcow live. I mean, it's a verified account, but you know how that works on Twitter now. I just like this isn't a dunk. This is people genuinely saying, hey, don't do this. You can still make money. We don't want to see your channel go. Like, what is this? This is not a fucking dunk.
This is what he wanted. He wanted the stroking comments. He was looking for the woe is me, I'm depressed, I'm giving up sob story to be responded to by his viewers as, no, please, Rich, please don't delete your channel. We love you so much. So then he can come back and he can be like, oh, you see, people do still care about me. So I'm not going to delete my content because look at these people who are stroking me and saying that. So this is his pathetic attempt at attention. This is not, I'm actually like in the dumps and I want to delete my content. I've been defelted and defeated.
I've been defelted, you guys.
Some kind of a boost. I want someone to stroke me. So let me put up a sob story, you know.
I don't like the way that DSP says that he wants somebody to stroke him. I know he's speaking as if he is RTU. That's just not a sentence that I ever really needed to hear from any of these fat fucking idiots on the internet. I don't want to hear about that, bro.
Comment on my timeline, and hopefully some people will oh, I like it. In reality, more than half of the content or the clips here are
yeah, lime catcher. RTU is felted and stroked, absolutely.
Basically, people kind of making fun of him, right? Or just saying, nah, who cares? Or at least get the AdSense, right? But in truth, he's not getting any money on those videos. You want to know what the truth is? Content like his is very, very timely in the moment, but it only ever gets views in the moment. All right. So, for example, let me give you an example here.
Go ahead, please. Please provide us all of the information.
Remake,
yes, sir.
I will get views day one. I will get views over the week. I'll get views over the month. And then there's people who residually come watch that playthrough over time. Why? Because it's timeless. A video game playthrough is timeless. You can watch it whenever you want, and it's still pertinent.
Is that how he feels about all of his old shitty content recorded on fucking camcorder? Does he think that that footage is timeless? That's not how I would describe it. I would actually describe it as the exact opposite. It is very much a piece of content of its time in the fact that it sucks ass and has no business existing in the modern day. That's how I would describe it. But sure, man. Whatever you have to say to feed your own ego. I need a hand job with the 7 months. Thank you so much. And what does he think would happen if he did the same thing? That's a great question. If DSP deleted his fucking channel, nobody would miss anything. It would... we would all be more productive members of society, I will tell you that for free. Imagine all of the hobbies that you could have where you actually produce something instead of watching the guy. Wouldn't that be something else?
Rich is doing a react video to
You're right, Snert. The incident is timeless. You're right. You're right. How could I forget?
It's only timely to that moment. In 3 months' time, no one cares about what Rich said about me 3 months ago. They want to see what he's going to say about me today. So he has to keep making that content to be timely. His entire content farm that he has on his channel makes him no money.
I don't like the way
views because no one goes back to watch his old videos because they're all pointless.
I don't like the way he has started saying that everybody is content farming, everybody is milking, all of the. Bro, he just runs a YouTube channel. He makes fucking content. You don't have to incorporate all of these silly words from the trauma sphere simply because you talk to people that do now. It's just not necessary. There's no need to change your vocabulary because of the people that you talk to like that. You're a grown man. Just talk how you talk.
He literally just kept pooping in the same spot over and over, and he amassed a pile of shit that no one ever wants to go back to and see. They want to keep walking away from it. You know what I mean? Like, who the fuck cares about 10 years of garbage that isn't pertinent to today? That's why it doesn't matter if he deletes his channel or not. No one will care because nothing of value will literally be lost.
All right. Sounds good, dude.
So it's pretty fucking sad that this is what's become of this man. But I really don't believe he's going to delete his channel at all. I think he's full of shit. I think this...
And then DSP was wrong because he did fucking delete his channel. That's why I didn't fucking say anything. The whole time he's like, oh, I don't think he's going to do this. I think he's just looking for people to stroke his personality or whatever the fuck he said, you know? That's why I didn't fucking say anything. Because that's exactly what happened. He did fucking delete his channel. Thank fuck. You know? So chalk it up to another DSPL because he was fucking wrong and has no idea what he's talking about. Ack.
This is him looking for attention. All right. Now, very briefly, because I really don't want to harp on this next thing We're going to do this very quickly, I promise you. So, I had told you guys, jokingly, all right?
Jokingly.
That Dude streams, well, you know, a lot of people are calling him my top detractor, which I find hilarious. Like, this is a competition now. Like, who's the biggest A-logger of Phil? Who's the biggest harasser of Phil? Who's the biggest person who wastes their life making fun of Phil, right?
Waste their life. And that's the part I've never understood about when DSP criticizes his detractors for following him, making content, making jokes, making memes, keeping up with the lore. What does he think, like, you know, what does he really expect? Like, these are people who are having fun. These are people who are enjoying hobbies. These are people who have a topic to put their hobbies to use. These are people who are forming communities and just having fun, you know, and some of them are making money. Doesn't exactly sound like a waste of your time if you're making money, does it? It almost sounds like it's entirely useful and something that could greatly benefit your life from doing or something. Well, but it's a waste of time. Of course, these people...
I told you guys jokingly, he made 9 videos about the Krabby Patty. All right? Jokingly, I said this. First off, you'll notice something as you scroll down and you look at all his content. He didn't make any of it. Literally all of Duty Stream's content, he pays for someone else to make. Like, maybe I would believe he made this one because it looks terrible, right? But, like, these thumbnails, he didn't make this. He didn't make this. He doesn't do that. He pays someone. Look at his layout. He pays someone to make all his content for him. So literally his channel is a purchased detractor channel. There's nothing in it whatsoever of value because it's all someone else's work slapped together. You understand?
Doesn't that apply to DSP's channel then? He didn't make the game. He didn't make any of those slides. He didn't make any of the music that he plays. He doesn't make anything. He didn't even pay for half of the shit in his fucking background. And if you really wanted to argue semantics about it, he didn't pay for any of that shit in his background. So is his channel just as low effort and worthless as Duty Streams? If you want to follow DSP's logic, I guess it is, but I wouldn't say that. Because I don't think that it matters whether or not you paid people for art or thumbnails or whatever. I mean, you're still producing the content. And that's what you should be doing when people do work for you. You should be paying them. And if they don't want to be paid, if they're allowing you to use it for free or you use AI or whatever, which is what Duty has said that he does. Somebody does AI for him and sends it to him or whatever the fuck, and he uses it for a thumbnail. It doesn't matter. The thumbnails are still being done. The content is still being watched. That's the end of the day, you know, roundup. But I guess because Duty doesn't do everything himself all of the time, it immediately invalidates his entire channel. Sound good? Sounds good to me.
It's pretty funny. Now, I was jokingly saying,
and you're right, next to he doesn't fucking make his own thumbnails either, and he most definitely doesn't fucking pay the people that do. He doesn't pay the people that make his entire channel that is DSP throwbacks, that is retro content, that's like revamped and remastered or whatever the fuck. He has nothing to do with that channel, aside from, I guess, deciding what video games are and aren't being remastered as far as the playthrough goes. But even then, he doesn't decide that. His audience does, in the form of voting. So what does he offer that channel? Why does he get paid for it? Fuck nothing, dude. He does nothing.
Duty Streams, okay, made 9 videos about the Krabby Patty. Let's play a little game called Did Duty Do It? All right? Let's play
Shit name, by
Did
the
Duty
way.
Do It? Let's actually, I have not looked at his channel, all right? So we're going to scroll.
He's still not looking at his channel, by the way. Like, let me just make this very clear. The idea that DSP is going to count how many videos Duty has done about the Krabby Patty, because that's what's about to happen, from the search results is incredibly fucking stupid and just goes to show you how little DSP actually understands about navigating the website that he's used since 2008.
Down. All right, so this is before. Okay, good. This is before me talking about the Krabby Patty, correct? Yeah, here's a metaphor. Okay, so let's go. Let's see here. Look at the nice, completely invented thumbnail of my wife. You know, complete bullshit. This is not what she looks like, but there you go.
I'm glad that he clarified. I almost thought that it was. I thought maybe Kat had her own secret channel. I'm so happy he could point out that it was fake. I couldn't tell.
DSP rages for an hour over review tech dumping on him. Blames Duty and slanders Rich.
Also, he didn't have anything to say about that thumbnail and that Duty didn't make that one, huh? Very, very strange that we didn't call out that one.
No, what I did is I felted Rich for an hour, and it was very fun. I didn't rage about him. I made fun of him. It was a good time. I had a good time. I got to make fun of the guy who's been a bully to me for a decade, and I had a lot of fun doing it, and people enjoyed it. That's not what happened. But of course, that's all of his content, right?
All right, sounds good. I mean, you're still angry at parts, so you can justifiably say that DSP is raging during these segments. I mean, you could say the same thing about some of the detractor content too, if you really wanted to. If you want to title your video, you know, Atlas rages at DSP because I think he's a smelly fuck who has terrible content, you could absolutely do that. It is well within the realm of reality. Snert with the $7.99 Australian, some down under dollars. I would love to see Phil in court using all the usual defenses to the judge. You're obsessed with me. You're wasting your life. That would be awesome. I would love to see those kinds of defenses in a courtroom setting. Anybody that's going on these judge shows from here on out should be watching DSP in preparation for their defense, I think.
Okay, I'm trying to find. This is funny. Oh, God. I didn't even see this. DSP finds a new way to beg, creates a card account, and plans to spam his chat with it. Does Duty even know what a card account is? A card account is literally a website where you just put all of your links together on one page so people can find it. There's literally nothing there that's new. There's nothing on the page that says, hey, click here to pay Phil or click here to do that. It's just listing links. How is that a new way to beg?
Because he explicitly said, and this is why, like, listening to DSP is so grating, because there's nobody on a regular basis to just put the basic, you know, details together for him, and he can't figure it out on his own because he can't remember what he said just yesterday, let alone earlier this week, when he was putting together his card account and he was delivering the information to his dents, talking about how there's a new thing and he's been working on it, and, you know, he's going to put this everywhere so it's easier for people to find his links or whatever. He explicitly said, oh, I'm also going to put in, you guys are asking for a link to my tips? I don't want to do that. Well, actually, maybe that's a good idea. Because then, like, if you go to all of these links all at once on this card account, then you can just, you know, directly go to my tips. Maybe that would be useful. Therefore, making it another way for him to beg, and that he was going to be spamming this link in his Nightbot. So this is, in fact, a way for him to try and get his PayPal link out to more people, therefore receive more money. That's a beg, you fucking idiot. That's why it's titled that way. It's not rocket science. You just have to remember what happened, which he's incapable of doing.
This is like if I made a business card with information on
and
it.
Hate Army's right. His Throne account is probably on there too, which is a website on which he just asks for people to buy him things, like a e-thought. So once again, there's 2 separate ways to beg through card. But we don't know why it's titled that way. Duty's stupid, of course.
That's what card means. It's supposed to be like a virtual business card. So what the fuck does that even mean? Again, there's nothing to anything he says. He gets 9,000. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I don't think he gets these views anymore. Now, I have no evidence of this, of course. I totally am starting to believe that this guy is like viewbotting himself. or I mean, he pays for everything else on his channel. He pays for his thumbnail. He pays for the animations. He pays for the layout. It stands to reason he pays for the views, right? Because I really cannot believe that this fucking insanely bad clipped video of me, 11 minutes, me talking about card, that's the most...
He calls it an insanely bad clipped video, but he hasn't watched it. He knows nothing about it. All he sees is the thumbnail, the title, and the fact that it started playing right now in this little window with no audio. He knows nothing about the video, but we've insulted the video and said that it's poorly clipped. Everything that you need to know about DSP and his content is right there on screen, and you can tell from here. It's the guy in raw form, and his chat is there, but it's got timestamps. And you probably see his description, because this is the raw fill layout. That's it. So if this is a poorly clipped segment, all of DSP's fucking segments are poorly clipped as well, because they actually provide less information.
Boring thing possible. That's a thing only my big fans would care about card, because all it is a way to find all of my stuff. How could you, like, I just don't understand at all why 9,000 fucking idiots would have watched that video. Like, for some people, you look at views like that's like a badge of success. This is a badge of, like, retardation. It's like, what the fuck?
Nice.
9,000 people fucking watched that?
I love that for him.
Why? This is for a few hundred people to know where my information is. It's, like,
I want to say, for the record, I personally have no issue with people using the hard T in the word regard. Me personally, I don't take an issue with that. I do think that there's a time and a place for it, and I definitely do think that it's bad optics when you make content, and that's why I personally don't say it. Not that I... Anyway, DSP has to know that this is bad optics. DSP has to know that he's supposed to be watching what he's saying, because according to him, YouTube can just do whatever they want, whenever they want, with no justification, just like Twitch. So why would he put himself in the situation to say that? Why would he give himself that opportunity to be clipped in that way? I'm just so lost as to the kind of thoughts that go through his mind when he knows the kind of microscope that he's under, the kind of people that watch him and want to see him fail. I'll just never understand why he makes the choices that he makes.
I don't understand it at all. I'm so lost. How could that, you know what I'm saying? Like,
and that's before even addressing the fact that some of his longest dents are literally handicapped. They have mental disabilities, some of them. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Not that that's a joking matter. It is entirely, funny that it's coincidence, of course. But again, it's just not a good look and incredibly insensitive coming from DSP, because he knows he has to. But you can see I stand with Phil saying based in his kick chat.
All right, anyway, to try to get to what we're getting. Okay, here we go. Here's the first video. Oh, by the way, here we go again. Look at this. Again, completely fake. But the first Krabby Patty video was 6 days ago. Okay, so there's one.
Oh, now we're counting. Now we're counting.
Two. Here's two. He had a podcast about it, so that's two. What the fuck is this? What is this? I'm not even going to ask. Does he think that that's a woman that would come for him? No. No.
DSP thought that would be a woman that would come for him, but he was mistaken too. Ag. And obviously, that is Skinny Cat coming for the DoorDash. The only thing she comes for anymore. It's like he doesn't even... It's like he doesn't even know the people that he's insulting, which only goes to fucking, like, prove that he shouldn't be talking about these people. He has no business felting the detractors when he doesn't know anything about them. He doesn't watch the content. He doesn't know their takes. He won't even click on these fucking videos. The only thing that he can actually stomach sitting through is looking at thumbnails and titles, because everything else is just going to bruise his ego so poorly he might not actually recover on the stream. And that's what I genuinely believe. The reason that he doesn't watch actual detractor content on a regular basis on his stream is because he would not be able to recover within the parameters of the stream. He would still be upset minutes, hours later until he comes back for the night stream.
Dude, women don't speak with you. At all. Trust me. There's no woman on this planet that would speak with Doody. Okay, so that's 2, 3, 4. We got 4. Inside the detractor world, duty streams on Kino, Casino, and Lolcow Live. I don't know what this is. This isn't his video. Why is it on his channel? That's
because you're not on his channel. You typed in duty streams in the search bar, which is why. Anyway, we already talked about DSP doesn't know how to navigate this site. Let's just move on.
How did he get someone else's video on his channel? Well, that's 4.
It's
5.
not.
Here you go.
No, he really thinks he's on Duty's channel though. Like that's incredibly funny to me that he can't look at the website and understand he's not actually on the channel. A website he's used for 16 fucking years.
5.
Whatever.
All right, wait a minute. This one's not about it. This is about me streaming on Kit. So that's 5. Okay, well, here's the thing.
Uh-huh. Go ahead. What do you got?
Wait,
here's the thing.
1 and 2?
Uh-huh.
I'm so confused.
How are you confused? It's a 2-part stream. It literally is fucking designated part 1 and part 2. What about that can be confusing? I genuinely don't know how you could get lost.
Okay, 6. No, wait. Is that? Oh, yes, it is. No, wait, that's not. That's not. By the way, on what planet do I look like that? On what planet do I look like that? Duty, that you superimposed my face. I can't get it to stop doing that. You superimposed my face on like Rich's body or Boogie's body or Wings' body. You know, like, what are you? How is that me?
It's not you. It's very clearly not even a picture of your face. You could say that that's a random fat dude with a goatee, and I would believe you. It's obviously an AI swapped face, and you can still see the stock photo fucking watermark on the chest, brother. Like, are we really gonna sit here and pretend like this was? And this is not a dig at Duty at all, because I know how thumbnails go. It's not. It doesn't exactly have to be the most well thought out thing. You have an idea, you get the idea out into a thumbnail, and people want to watch the content, and they're gonna click on it. As long as you convey the idea that you had it in your mind appropriately on the thumbnail to your own, satisfaction, who gives a shit, right? A lot of people do the AI face swap of DSP. That's fine. And sometimes it doesn't look like the guy, and sometimes it does. But for him to get hung up on it, oh, that doesn't look like me. That looks like you put me on a fat body. Obviously, bozo, because you're always talking about how you're not fat. It clearly gets under your skin.
You have eyes? I weigh 195 pounds. I'm 10 pounds overweight. What are you? It doesn't even make sense. Right? Okay, oh, here we go. So this is what, 6? Duty calls the Wendy's near DSP's home to confirm he lied. So that's 6. 7, here's 7, because there's the Burger King crowd. So that's 7 videos. 8, there's 8 videos. Wait a minute, it's 8.
And that's not even Duty's video. Like, let's just scroll back up so you can see it in full frame real
7,
quick.
Here's 7, because there's the Burger King crowd. So that's 7.
Look at that. That's a James the Lesser video. Duty's not even... Oh, okay, so there's the Duty Streams collab with PPP to prove DSP lied about the Krabby Patty meal. I didn't watch that. Sorry, James. I didn't watch the video. But still, it's not Duty Streams fucking video.
Videos.
But we're going to count it anyway.
8. There's 8 videos. Wait a minute. It's 8. Okay, wait. 9. Are you kidding me? 9. I swear. No, everyone. I swear to God. I have to promise you something. I didn't watch this beforehand.
And I like that it lets the animation continue to play. I see Pixar in chat right now. Big ups Pixar Animations for all the fun animations that, DSP is currently allowing to play on his own stream.
I guessed 9 videos.
He needs that money. He really, really does. He needs that money.
9. So this is 9 videos.
It's not 9 videos.
10. 10 videos. 10 videos. Duty Streams made 10 fucking videos about the Krabby Patty meal. He made 10 videos about it.
But he didn't, because you
Right?
miscounted other
Like,
people's videos.
Are you kidding me?
Also, he didn't watch the actual fucking video. So as far as he knows, the titles are completely irrelevant to the actual content. Not saying that that's the case, but it definitely fucking could be, and he'd be talking out of his ass if he didn't verify that that's the case. And I know that he didn't, because he wouldn't watch the content. So there you go. There's fucking DSP talking out his ass again.
10 fucking videos?
Yeah, James
About
and
the
Duty are the
Krabby
same
Patty
person,
meal?
confirmed. You ever seen him in the same
I
room?
was joking
I haven't.
when I said 9. He made 10.
And I know that Duty put the 2K scam Krabby Patty meal in some of the thumbnails and titles for his streams. Those are multi-hour streams. You'd be out of your fucking gourd if you thought that that was the only topic that Duty was going to be talking about during those streams. There's no way anybody could talk about that shit for actual multiple hours at a time. It's so not important. And now we're going to be fake upset, I guess. We're going to be fake bewildered.
Is there anything even left to say at this point? But by the way, like, that's the kind of guy that Rich wants to be like. Like, Rich is like, I got to go all in on this content. I want to be a full-time DSP detractor.
But that's not what Rich is doing. He's not clipping you like that.
Videos within 4 days, because that was what it said.
Rich doesn't do videos like Duty does with commentary. He does live streams where you're not the main focus. He's not trying to be like Duty at all. Again, this is not a defense of RTU. This is not necessarily a defense of Duty. I don't have any issue with the guy, of course. Big ups Duty for all the clips. I do watch them. Like, he's not trying to be like him at all. The idea that DSP is trying to conflate the two is fucking stupid.
6 days ago to 2 days ago, 10 videos within 4 days about the Krabby Patty meal. Literally, my fans, on the day that it was going to be, I said, okay, guys, I can't do it because they're not delivering it anymore. For some reason, it's not in the app. So instead, I'm going to get the Addams Family meal, and I'm not just going to do the burger. I'm going to do the whole menu for you guys. And everyone in chat was like, oh, really? That's awesome. That's amazing. You're going to do the whole menu? That's cool.
Yeah,
so
everybody said that.
And then all of a sudden,
how amazing.
One by one during the day, here
a
comes
one-of-a-kind
the
entertainer.
account. Literally not a single fan of mine complained. It was every sock account after sock account after sock account after sock account. You know what I'm saying?
But there's no way to fucking validate this. That's the shit that irritates me the most when DSP tries to defend himself, because there's so many different ways that you could try and justify your own actions. And in every fucking instance, this guy manages to do it in the least verifiable way. He provides no evidence. He doesn't even include the fucking chat on his own archived streams. That's why Raw feels such a blessing, because the chat is there. So what, like, there's no way to confirm that it was all sock accounts. There's no way to do it unless you're willing to go and watch detractor content, which at that point, DSP's already lost the fucking battle.
It was absolutely insane.
It was all sock accounts, though. Absolutely insane.
Oh, no. I'm still learning about kick. I'll talk about this in a second. But anyway, yeah. So the whole deal is, this is so insane. The only people who would obsess over that Krabby Patty thing are people like Duty. Again, people who.
I want to remind everybody that he hyped up the Krabby Patty meal for over a fucking week and asked for $2,000. But the only people who care about the Krabby Patty are detractors.
Hyper obsess over minutia that don't matter, and they turn it into the biggest thing in existence. They're humans who literally have not a care in the world. Probably Duty must. I mean, you have to think that Duty is set somehow. Financially, because if he could sit around and make 10 videos about the Krabby Patty meal in 4 days, and he doesn't have anything else to do, and he has money to pay for the avatars, pay for the thumbnails, pay for the layout, pay for all the AI generated content. You know what I'm saying? Like, if he's doing this, it's obvious that he doesn't have like a job or anything, right?
And this is why it's so important that if you're going to talk about somebody online, if you're going to talk, especially if you're going to talk poorly about them, you have to know the subject you're talking about. It's one of the reasons that I don't particularly talk about other Lolcows too often, because I'm not nearly as well versed in them and their lore as I am with DSP, and I don't feel like it's my place to talk on them too often, because I think you should know what you're talking about. If DSP wants to do designated duty segments, if he wants to do designated RTU segments, he better fucking know something about them. Because Duty has said multiple times, whether you want to believe what people say online or not is entirely up to you, but he said multiple times he's retired. He has a wife and kids. He's well off. He sold a business or something that he inherited from his dad. He doesn't work. And DSP has seen the amount of money that he makes on his channel at least once and took issue with it. That is more than enough money to pay for all of the AI generation or the thumbnails or the animations or whatever the fuck he wants to accuse Duty of paying for or not paying for. He's seen that the channel has already made more than enough money to still be profitable while paying for those things. Just watch the content for 5 fucking seconds and you would know something or anything about the person that you're talking about. But he can't even be bothered. It's just the lowest form of drama possible by the least informed person.
Responsibilities in life. So that's the way that these people can get the kind of attention they get, is to just sit there and have, I can micro analyze minutia that no one gives a shit about and act like it's the most important thing on the planet. It's just insane. Anyway, I guess we've had enough fun with these idiots, right? I mean, that's enough for me. That's what I mean. Like, people say to me, well, Phil, why don't you check out your detractors more often, right? Like, don't you...
Who's asking for that?
Content on you. Dude,
who in DSP's chat is asking for that all the time? Because you can frequently see people in his chat saying the exact opposite. I don't ever hear people asking for more drama. I hear them asking for less.
That was my whole show. We didn't even go... Like, I had, like, a bunch of other timestamps to look at for Rich, and we didn't even get to them. Because, do you really want to? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's very exhausting to me. This whole kind of content, going around and...
Then stop doing it.
And following the detractors and what they're doing. Very exhausting to me. Because it's so pointless. You know what I'm saying? It's so fruitless and pointless. Like, it's
so fruitless and pointless.
And they're just such...
Defending myself and disproving all of the lies about me is a waste of my time, you guys. You're just gonna believe everything that I say anyway, so why would I even bother addressing the things that they have to say, right?
Losers in life. They've got
They're
nothing
life losers
going on for them. Obviously, if all you can do is make 10 videos about the most innocuous little, insignificant thing, you don't have any positivity in your life. People who are busy with positive things don't hyper-focus on tiny negatives. You see?
That's not true at all either. I hate that
Phil didn't have the
mindset.
Krabby Patty meal. Oh,
that's so idiotic.
The Burger King meal? Great. Okay. Wait, Phil is not doing the Krabby Patty meal? And it's like a nuclear bomb goes off in the background. But in reality, normal people don't give a fuck about any of this. They just laugh at these people. And that's what you should do. You should point and laugh at the duty. You get it? Like, literally, you should just point and laugh at the duty. And say, that motherfucker made 10 videos about a Krabby Patty meal in a week, right?
Okay. I really don't like the idea that because you have a channel that's dedicated to something negative or saying negative things or something, that you have no positivity in your life and you're a life loser who has nothing to do. This is a hobby. The hobby is to make fun of DSP in the same way that some people's hobbies are video games and they make a channel about, shitting on the games industry because they don't like the way that the direction of the industry is moving. That doesn't mean that they don't have anything positive going on in their life. It doesn't mean that they're not doing anything else. It's just that in their free time, they take issue with a hobby that they have things to say that are negative about a hobby that they enjoy. Therefore, they have a specific fucking channel with a dedicated topic. There we go. I'll get through it eventually, I promise. It's just, I hate hearing, oh, because you say negative things, you have nothing positive going on. As if this is all anybody ever does online all of the time. Every detractor is chronically online and is incapable of doing anything else. It's so asinine and short-sighted. Like, I genuinely can't believe that anybody would believe it, let alone the guy.
Really? I'm being told another detractor has crazy thumbnails and he must be paying an artist to make them. That's I don't
even know what that means.
Really? No lie, I wouldn't be surprised if they're paying people to put out content like that. You know what I'm saying?
What a vague and strange thing to even say.
Someone tipped $1 and says your detractors
Hey, good
actually
morning,
hate
Kanye.
review tech. He went to war
Bro.
with them, but Duty is one who slurps his PP to farm content out of him, and RTU slurps Duty's PP as protection from detractors and to say he has a buddy detractor. You see how sick this whole situation is? And again, this is why I really don't want to be constantly in this sphere. Because what do they call it? They call it the drama sphere, but there's another the
They call it
sector,
the
I think they call-
vortex,
Why would I want to
actually.
be involved in that?
Please clarify. Who is calling it the sector if it doesn't directly relate to Medicare or Ethan Ralph? Please tell me, because never in my life have I heard anybody use sector in reference to DSP before now.
Right? Like, seriously?
Exactly. It's the sector. It's the vortex, not the sector. Everybody's been calling it a vortex or a snortex for some people for ages. But now that DSP knows Ethan Ralph exists and is in with the Kino Casino, all of a sudden, all of the drama is now sector related?
Seriously? Why would I want to be involved in this all the time? Like, every once in a while, I'm okay with doing a show like today because I didn't really have much to talk about today. I was really hoping, Boogie was going to be on the show, and I couldn't lock that in. It was too late to really confirm. So instead, I just kind of did like an audible show here. Right?
Yes, the Audible show.
But it's funny to laugh.
And they should
at
call it the
this
level
shit.
1 Audible.
But I don't want to deal with this every day. I couldn't. Like, I just don't have the patience for it. I really don't. A lot of people like, this is what they do every day. I can't do this every day.
That's because you're a lesser content creator than them, obviously. If this is so mentally exhausting to look at thumbnails and titles, you might want to reevaluate what you're doing with your life because it is the least amount of work possible. But don't you worry, guys. That might have been the end of the RTU segment on the 15th, this past Tuesday, but we've got an entirely different one to still watch. Aren't you all so excited? Aren't you guys just geeked out of your fucking brains to be talking about RTU all Saturday morning? I know I am. I prepped for it. I've even got timestamps so I can skip directly to it and take all of the context out. I'm being facetious, obviously. You're still gonna know exactly what's going on.
It's pretty sad.
I had to start with
Okay,
the burp, of
so-
course.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for us to do our Review Tech USA segment. Okay? Based on what I was told yesterday and some clips that were sent to me, I promise you, besides one, I've seen one of these clips. Okay? One. I have not seen all of these clips.
Okay,
So
so
what we're
once
gonna do
again,
now is we're
we are
gonna go
unfamiliar
through
with
these
some of the
clips.
footage we're about to watch.
And we're going to see exactly what they are. All right? But, yeah. This is going to be, I guess, interesting. Maybe. I don't know. What's up, Jasper? Jasper Kitty.
Hi,
He's
Jasper.
in here. Give you some pets.
I don't like the way he
You like how
talks
cool
to
the
his
house is
cat.
today?
It's
The
so
weather here has cooled
gross.
down dramatically.
I don't care about the weather. When in gout with the two, currently besties with another dunking channel, by the way. Yes, absolutely. DSP has hated on these drama style channels for ages, and now his boyfriends and best friends are exactly one of those channels that apparently is so hot and heated they can't even be on other sites because it's just too much. They got to be on Kick, the lawless wasteland, I guess, according to DSP.
The weather here now outside is only in the 50s, which is great. And it is kind of on and off sunny, but I have right now the blinds are cracked open and we got lots of air. I got the fan blowing. It is so nice in here for fall streaming. So I'm very happy we finally got to that point where it's nice and cool and relaxing, and I should be good now for the rest of the whole season.
Oh my
It's gonna be nice and
God.
comfy in here. No more hot, disgusting, sweaty. So close to 50. CL for the first.
All
Yesterday,
right, there we go. Through
I
the
was on
weather
stream.
segment, through the bag.
Yesterday, I had
Fuck's sake,
personal
what a
stuff to do
bad
early on in the
timestamp.
day.
I'm sorry.
And I get people contacting me.
And for people who didn't hear at the beginning, no, I haven't seen the Kino collab from last night yet. WPIG is unavailable tonight for Act the King. So instead, at 8 p.m., if you come to the Atlas channel, Atlas the Bookkeeper, the one you're on right now, I will be watching the Kino collab from last night in its raw form. I don't know how bad it'll be. I don't know anything about it, but we'll watch it, and it'll be a thing.
Like multiple people. And they're like, are you aware that Review Tech USA is having an actual.
You
like,
guys are saying it
live
was the
mental
worst. You're saying
breakdown
it's boring. Please
on
don't kill my
stream.
motherfucking
People are
vibe.
like, this is the biggest
I want to see what it is.
disaster stream of all time. He's literally breaking down about every little thing, and he doesn't even know how to run his stream anymore and all of this. And I'm like, I'm not aware, you know, but if you guys want to send me some clips or whatever. So if someone tweeted this to me, right? Someone tweets this to me. I gotta, let's watch it together. I've seen this one. This one I admit I've seen. All right. So let's see what this one is together here.
People are saying it put him to sleep. No,
So, by
you
the way, you'll
guys.
notice something in this
Stop
man's hands,
it.
Okay. That's the Krabby Patty Burger from Wendy's. You might say, wait a minute. I thought that you said he already tried the Krabby Patty Burger. My bad. I guess I got it wrong.
No
I guess he had
way.
been talking about the Krabby Patty Burger, but he hadn't actually eaten it yet. So he finally ate it live on stream yesterday.
So all that bullshit talking that DSP was doing just 2 days prior on the 15th was all for fucking naught when it came to the Krabby Patty, because he was completely talking out of his ass and misrepresenting what was being said, because again, he didn't have the full fucking context, because he was watching somebody else's clip with other commentary over it and skipping around. Like DSP actually doing the thing that he hates the most, that he claims other people do when they actually don't. He does.
Why? Literally because I said I was going to try it, and then I didn't try it. Instead, I did a giant meal. Oh, I got DMs open here? Oh, who cares? Sorry. Who cares? There's nothing there. My DMs are so tame. So people who leak DMs are so dumb.
Talking about
there's
Rich
nothing
again?
there. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, there's nothing to, there's no secret information in my DMs. Everyone who leaks my DMs, it's the dumbest thing possible. There's literally nothing ever there. Ever. I don't have super secret private info in my DMs. There never has been. So there's nothing there at all. It's not a big deal that was a big, thanks for telling me, but there's nothing there. I'm not afraid of these fucking DMs being leaked. People could literally leak every DM I've ever done on Twitter, and it would not be anything against me. They're just friendly conversations or trying to get people to do an interview. It's no big deal. Anyway.
I like that those two things are separate. Friendly conversations, entirely different from trying to schedule an interview, of course, because you don't have friendly conversations with people you're trying to plan with. He doesn't want those leaked, though. He definitely doesn't like when his DMs are leaked. That's why he brought it up. That's why he gave a whole spiel about it just now, because he knows that the cringe ex-girlfriend style paragraphs that he sends to people en masse is not, it's not a good look. It's bad optics. You look like a fucking weirdo online, bro. That's the actual issue. It's not because people think that you're saying slurs or revealing any sort of dox information or anything. It's because you look like a fucking weirdo on the internet. It's because you don't know how to talk to people in DMs. Robert Williams with the E2. Thank you so much. Phil talks about weather more than the actual news. This is true. And it's one of the worst segments that he has. I hate the weather segment. Nobody gives a fuck. And he somehow misrepresents the weather. Something that you can literally look up, which is crazy to me. Thank you for the 2. And then Poper Lives, 34 links for the 4 months. Thank you so much. Big ups, brother. And Vaporware 336 with the 10 months. Death, taxes, Phil yapping on Saturday, Cat Brunel being a beached whale. And, those are all things that you can guarantee are going to happen in your life. Absolutely, dude. Those are life guarantees. No ifs, ands, or buts. Thank you for the 10 months.
Yeah, I know. I didn't even notice it was there because the clip there was of RTU was so distracting. So anyway, so in regards to this, the reason he's trying the Krabby Patty Burger is because he's so fucking obsessed with me that he can't stop talking about the fact that I didn't try the Krabby Patty meal.
Apologize for
Wendy's,
or apologies for all of the things that he's going to repeat, because he just did it 2 days prior, and you know that he has to retell the entire fucking story from the beginning as if nobody tuned in the day prior.
Adam's family meal, right? It doesn't matter to him. So he's got to try it, right?
I really wish he didn't have to listen to it twice, but there's always new pieces when you re-listen.
USA, trying the Krabby Patty meal. Are you ready for this?
All right. We're gonna watch this fat fuck eat live. Very cool.
It has,
Very cool.
Fuck, I can't even. The bun's disintegrating. Here it is. It's a fucking burger.
Oh shit. Breastfeed it. So, you might be wondering, what's going on there? Right? What is happening? That's his actual stream.
Okay, he's got an echo.
I did not fuck up. That's his stream. That's the quality of the content that he puts out now. That's literally his stream, dude. I'm not even kidding.
Okay. Are we gonna sit here and pretend like DSP has never had any sort of issues on streams? He's never had OBS settings get fucked up while he was playing around with something. We've never heard DSP's audio through his neck phones or through his TV speakers and it created an echo. We're not gonna we're gonna pretend as though he hasn't had technical difficulties with every single interview that he's pretty much done. We're just gonna pretend all of that didn't happen, that we're impeccable streamers and he's never done anything wrong. Sound good? Sounds good to me.
He turns on his stream, his insane, crazy, reverbing echo on his stream. And he's supposed to be a guy who reviews tech. He knows what he's doing. He's a professional who's been doing this. He's a million sub.
Yeah, you're right, Papa Polecat. He literally just had the signal off fucking thing on his screen the other day. And wasn't he having issues with his fucking his brand new capture card when he was playing Astrobot, where it kept like disconnecting and showing no signal in the middle of gameplay? Like, that's the fucking master streamer that's going to be talking shit about an echo? A very, very easy thing to accidentally have happen with some of your audio sources. And a very simple thing to fix. But yes, DSP, fucking master streamer.
And he's fucking got insane blasting echo on his stream during the big Krabby Patty taste test, right? Like, this is the big thing that he's doing. And this is what he fucking is doing. Like, unreal, dude. So, all right, here we go.
Okay. Here we go. Very exciting.
It's fucking cyber rich. Like, it's robo rich. Holy shit, robo rich, bro.
I hate that RTU uses the Oblivion music.
Is that Skyrim music he's playing? It sounds like he's playing Skyrim music.
It's not. It's not. It's okay, though. I like the Oblivion music. It's iconic. It's so good. And RTU uses it, so now it's not funny.
$1,000 dressing on it. Very.
Yes, we know. Like, everyone knew this for the longest time. Everyone fucking knew that that's what the burger was. So why are you trying it? Like, why are you eating this on your stream? It doesn't, like, what is going on here right now? Like, I don't understand. Okay, let's continue.
Wow. Amazing.
All right.
Oh, it is. What? $2,000 for that? I mean, it's fine.
You heard what he said, right? I just gotta say that. $2,000 for that, it's fine. Okay?
Yeah.
I want you to think about what he just said.
I'm thinking about it. Think about it real hard.
$2,000 for that, and it's fine. So he's referencing me again.
Yes.
All right? He's
That's not a
referencing
crime.
the fact that last week I had this goal down there of, what was it, 15 streams, 13 streams? I don't even remember. I think it was 13
It equaled
streams.
$1,950. Yes, sir.
I was going to try the Krabby Patty meal. It didn't work out because they couldn't deliver it, so I did the Addams Family meal
Oh, my
instead.
fuck, dude.
He
Come on.
literally says $2,000 for that. All right?
Yeah.
Now, I'm sorry. I'm going to go full screen for this. Because really, like, you have to explain this like to a small child.
We
for
are
people
looping.
Like him and
Technically, Penitenson, we are not looping because this is 2 days removed. So he's already forgotten that he said all of this before. You do have to cut the guy some sort of slack. The gin brain is completely rotted all the way fucking through, dude. You ever seen like failed livers from alcoholics? DSP's brain as well. Completely deflated, discolored, and gone. Paul Turner with 7 months. Every accusation Phil throws towards Rich is something he's beyond insecure about himself. Absolutely, dude. That's why he's the king of hypocrisy, of course. Thank you for the 7 months, Paul Turner.
Just to understand it, okay? All right.
What are we doing?
Allow me to explain.
Oh, we're explaining.
Right.
Okay, go ahead.
Rich.
Yes, sir. Rich.
People did not pay me $2,000 to eat the Krabby Patty meal.
They did.
You understand that?
They did.
Don't, obviously, but I need to spell it out for you. There was literally no one who
Of course,
said,
prayer hands, though. Big ups to
Phil,
prayer hands. You love to see
here is
it.
$2,000. Please eat the Krabby Patty meal.
That is what they
never
did.
Happened.
Yes.
What happened was
Yes, it is.
13 straight streams where I hit my support goals because my viewers like me.
No.
Do you get it?
No.
They like the content. They enjoy what I put out every single day. They like everything I'm doing. Okay?
Okay. All right. Imagine though. Okay, you're in class, right? You're back in school. The teacher says if the aggregate score of this final test is above 85%, we'll have a pizza party. And then that happens. The teacher doesn't then get to say, well, everybody did so well on the test, not because they wanted a pizza party, but because they're such big fans of me, my teaching, and the learning process. So then I rewarded them with a pizza party. That's not what happened. They wanted a pizza party. They wanted to eat pizza in school. They didn't want to eat the shitty cafeteria food, so they might have studied a little harder for the pizza party. That's exactly what happened. 100% that's what fucking happened. Khalifa, Al, I can't see the rest of the name. Stop. Help. Help. Khalifa, thank you for the 100 AED. Isn't that thing that revives you when you die? The defibrillator unit? DSP, talk like his streams have production like Dr. Disrespect streams. Now, I don't know if we want to be drawing comparisons with Dr. Disrespect as of late, but you're right. DSP does talk as though his streams have any sort of production value, like he's some sort of hot streamer, and that is definitely not the case. 100%. Thank you for the 100 AED.
Therefore, they support it. As a celebratory event, I said, hey, if we hit it at the end of the week, I'll do this DSP Tries It. We'll bring back DSP Tries It. It actually didn't matter what I ate. I could have eaten a Snickers
Arab
bar.
Emirates Durham.
I could have eaten a ham sandwich. It wouldn't have mattered what I ate. It was just the fact that I was bringing back DSP Tries It as a celebration to my content because I hadn't done one since like January or February. But it's a moot point that you say someone paid him $2,000 to eat the Krabby Patty. No, that never happened.
That is what happened, yeah.
Me for a week in a large way because they liked the content I was
Do
putting
buy
out.
money.
They liked the fact
that's
that
like
I was
infinite,
putting
isn't
effort,
it?
And they liked me, so they supported me. It wasn't because I was going to do a stunt to earn it. They just like me. And then, as a reward for that, I said, let's do something that's special for it.
If that's the case, if he genuinely believes that, and if he genuinely thinks that he would have received that money regardless of whether or not he did this reward, then he wouldn't say anything about these rewards preemptively. He would just do them at the end, right? He would say to himself, he would internally keep track of how many streams in a row he's hit as a streak, and he would come on stream randomly and be, hey, you know what, guys, as a reward, tomorrow I'm going to be doing this special segment. I'm going to bring back DSP Tries It or whatever, and it's a reward to you guys. Thank you so much for allowing me to do this. Very cool. That would have been the way that he did it. The fact that he told people beforehand and talked about it incessantly for an entire week, so much so that he was telling people that if they don't hit it, you guys want to see the Krabby Patty. Like, that's the shit that he was doing all fucking week. Like, I lost my train of thought, right? Fuck. Anyway, people paid for the Krabby Patty meal. That was the moral of the story. He wouldn't have said anything beforehand if not. Thank you, Lord Kane 666 for the 7 months. If people liked Phil, they'd say, where Phil? Instead, they're saying, where Kane? He really thinks he's the bull when he isn't, mate. Absolutely. He's not him. He's not the bull. Not at all. People hate the guy, and they pretty much always have. And we have evidence of that. So thank you for the 7 months, Lord Kane. They are asking where you're at, for sure. And Penitent Sin with the 7 months. Can we get an Atlas Tries It Burrito edition? I've thought about eating the burrito on stream, the burrito, because I always get the same one from the same place. I'm Tism style like that. I've thought about doing that, and then I thought about ways that I would do that without showing my face, because that's not going to happen. And potentially, maybe one day we could eat a burrito on stream. You could look at the burrito as I cut it up and eat it with a fork and knife, like a maniac. Paul Turner with the 5. Phil is the kid that offered you his candy bar to hang out with him. totally sees human interaction as transactional. Absolutely. Look at all of the interactions he's ever had with anybody ever. John Rambo, Howard, Panda Lee, his own fucking parents, every interaction is transactional. And that's why he gets upset when his dad's sending him fish pictures, you know, a hobby that he's actually passionate about, because he didn't ask for that. He got nothing out of it. He doesn't want them. He doesn't give a fuck about you if you're not doing something for him. Absolutely. Thank you for the 5. And Redbird with the 10 months. Upload a video on Phil's final RTU segment the same day he does a brand new segment. Sounds good, Mr. Bookkeeper? I didn't have a choice in the matter, so it has to sound good. It's just the way she works out, of course. He specifically felted me that day. And I'll never recover. Thank you for the 10 months. And Anita Handjob with the 2. Imagine how his DMs to Kat and Panda Lee looked. I can't imagine the paragraphs that were sent, and they were probably incredibly cringe. I don't even want to think about them. Don't put that thought in my head. Thank you for the 2. Anita Handjob. Big ups.
This guy in his head.
This guy in his head, though.
Has it wired to think that the only
big ups Holly. It's her birthday.
Supported me.
Happy birthday, Holly.
Because I said I was going to eat a Krabby Patty meal. This guy is fucking insane. He's nuts. All right? And that's the same thing with Doody streams, with all my detractors who say that. They're insane. I would have hit that goal anyway, even if I wasn't eating the Krabby Patty or anything. You understand? People just like the content and they want it to continue. And they're liking this momentum. They're liking the positivity. Why do you think people are here watching right now? Why do you think people are supporting the stream right now? This is why.
This is
they
why.
like me.
They love me.
But apparently people don't understand that, because what it is they don't want to believe that. They don't actually want to believe that people like me and my content, even though they do. So they have to cope. Well, they only supported Phil because they wanted to see him eat that Krabby Patty, and then he didn't do it. He scammed his viewers. No one cares.
It's not a cope to think that people still don't like DSP, though. All you have to do is look at the raw numbers on detractor videos and streams and compare them to the actual content that DSP puts out on a regular basis. That's it. There's no cope. It's all numbers and statistics you can look at. I don't know how he can get on stream and speak the way that he does. He looks like a fucking fool every day saying this shit.
The fact that he has to actually try it himself to understand, I don't get it. Why would people have paid $2,000 for Phil to try this meal? That's not why they supported me at all. That's not even close to the reason why, because you don't understand that, Rich, because the only way you get contributions is by pulling stunts, right? By taking your shirt off, by doing cucumber goals and shit like that. That's how you make your living now. I don't have to do that.
You do.
Did you even notice that in the last month, we integrated out all of the tiered reward goals because they're stupid? Me putting on gunner glasses. I'll put them on if I need them, but I don't put them on every stream. Me putting on a hat or a vest. I think it would be fun to do that every once in a while, but you notice how it's been phased out and no one's complaining, yet we're still hitting the goals every single day. But that was the detractor shtick. That was their reasoning. The only reason Phil ever gets support is because he's a clown. And he's dressing up on stream and people like to see him as a clown. Then
100%.
why do I have 22 straight streams of hitting my goals?
Because you were going to behave like a clown and eat some food that you were going to probably bitch about, and people wanted to see you look like a fucking idiot. That's it. That's why you were given the money. Well, yeah, also because he begs. You're right, Penitenson. You're right. It's because he begs. But and I want to make everybody aware, as of yesterday, I just heard this information live from the guy. His next bit that he's going to do, his next DSP tries it, is going to be the crave cookies. And somebody asked him if he was going to dress up as Cookie Monster when he eats them. And he goes, you know what? That's actually a good idea. Let's do that. Yeah, not the chicken Big Mac. You're right. You're right. That's today or yesterday. I fucking forget who gives a shit. It's not important. But the next one is going to be Crave Cookies, not Crumble. It's a different company, or so he claims. I don't know. But he's literally going to be dressing up as a fucking Sesame Street character and eating cookies on a live stream. So much for all of those other people who were placating to children and stealing children's money, being children's entertainers. He doesn't have to do that, you guys. Dressing up as fucking Cookie Monster from Sesame Street and eating cookies on stream. Very cool. Not a clown, though. Not a clown.
Not doing it. But you notice I didn't announce it. You notice I didn't talk about it. It just happened naturally, because that's how things are supposed to happen. Not naturally.
No
Or not
fucking
uplifting,
shut
notice
up.
how it's been phased out and no one's complaining,
Good
yet we're
morning,
still
Kanye.
hitting the goals every single day. But that was the detractor shtick. That was their reasoning. The only reason Phil ever gets support is because he's a clown.
Yes.
And he's dressing up on stream and people like
Sorry,
to
we
see
went
him as a
back.
clown.
Yeah.
Then why do I have 22 straight streams of hitting my goals, not
Uh-huh.
doing it? But you notice I didn't announce it. You notice I
Oh,
didn't
he didn't announce that he was stopping the tiered rewards. My bad. I thought he was saying he didn't announce the Krabby Patty meal or the Addams Family meal. I thought he major lied.
talk
But no,
about it.
okay, whatever.
It just happened naturally because that's how things are supposed to happen, not naturally, or not staged, not pre-planned, but naturally. And these things organically and naturally have happened around here. Do you understand? So this is just hilarious to me. Their reasoning falls apart when you analyze it. No one supported me to see me put on a hat, put on a vest, put on the glasses, eat the Krabby Patty. They supported me because they like my content. First and foremost, they like my content.
That's an assumption on his part that I don't know how he came to. Like, there's no actual way to say with certainty that the reason people support a channel is because they like the content. There's a lot of people in this world that will very quickly support content they don't actually like to see someone crash and burn, to encourage behavior that they know is detrimental to the content creator. It is that simple, and there's no way for him to say that that is not the case. There's no way for me to say that that's the case on my streams, and I think you guys are being genuine for the most part. I just wouldn't say that. Yes, Penitent Sin saying, see, only use me blade. Absolutely. These people are actively killing only use me blade, asking him to drink, or when he was drinking, paying him to do an absorbent amount of shots to kill him. That's what they do. It's not because they liked him. It was never because they liked him. Demifiend with the 2. How dumb would I rate DSP? On a scale from 1 to 10, I'll give him like a 4. I think he's below average, like a true average of 5. But I don't think that he's nearly as dumb as he lets on. I think he's willfully ignorant on purpose, which is, I think, even worse than being genuinely stupid. Redbird with the 2. He was disappointed with the chicken Big Mac. LMAO. I'm not surprised. It is a Big Mac with chicken patties instead. You could have made that shit yourself a long time ago for probably much cheaper, but whatever. I haven't seen it. Maybe I'll watch it later or something. And Jim Belaya with the 9 months. Hell yeah, dude. We all secretly dislike you. You know what? I wouldn't be surprised.
Then they support
Not going to change the
it, and we
streams,
do
though.
silly
Not going to
things
change
as
the
a way of saying
content.
Thank you.
We're just going to
because
keep
I
pushing
feel like
forward
being nice
positively.
or being
Thank you for the
silly because
9
we're having
months.
a good time together. Maybe that's something he doesn't understand because he literally never has a good time when he's on stream because he's a miserable wretch. That's why he has to sit there getting high and doing these things to even cope enough to go on stream and make money. I don't have to force myself to get on stream. I love this. I legit love this. You understand? Like, I'm having a great time every day we're here. That's why this doesn't have to be a stunt or a stupid shit. It's just fun. He apparently doesn't understand what fun is anymore. He lost the script somewhere. Being a content creator.
He lost
That's
his way.
fucking sad, right?
Just put him on the list of people and businesses that have lost their way. Should have just asked DSP what to do.
Anyway.
He would have told you.
I received a $5 tip. I want to shout this out before I get too far ahead of myself. It's just an anonymous $5 tip. Thank you so very much.
All right.
All right.
All right. That was it. Just $5 tip. No message. No. All right.
No, I see Casanova, I know. But, here's the thing. A lot of people beat up on Rich and say stuff about him, like being a dad and stuff. I don't want to do that because here's the thing.
All right. Here's the thing.
He has embarrassed himself enough publicly with his own
Yeah.
actions. And sadly, the repercussions of his actions will affect his family. But that's kind of below the belt hitting, in my opinion. I don't.
Oh,
wanna talk
DSP's
about his
taking the
family and
moral
stuff.
high
That's kinda-
ground.
to me, like, I feel like that is too much. I do. Now, other people will disagree. They talk about his shit all the time because he brings it up. But, like, I feel like that's hitting below the belt, and I don't want to go there. There's enough here to be like, dude, constantly you're embarrassing yourself and stuff. I don't need to also bring that other stuff up, too. Do you understand? Like, we don't. I don't want to. I don't want to go that low. So I'm not going to bring up his family members and stuff like that, okay? Okay.
I don't know. I don't know why DSP wants to randomly start taking certain high roads and justifying certain actions here or there. It seems all I don't know. It seems like acting to me. It seems like he's more interested in the optics instead of actually like being a good person, because DSP only actually cares about I don't want to say he cares about the content, because he doesn't. Like you said earlier in the chat, everything is transactional. So by him doing this, he thinks that he's setting himself up in the future to still continue to dunk on Rich and be better, and that's all he actually cares about.
I think that's it in this clip. I have a few more, but let's just confirm.
I know why there's echo. I'll fix it right now.
Oh, he knows why there's echo. I mean, he did the whole Krabby Patty part with insane over-the-top echo, you know, deafening his entire fucking audience. But now he's gonna fix it. Now that
it wasn't deafening echo. It was just a little obnoxious. But who gives a shit? And if it was really deafening, DSP, then why would you subject your audience to that for this short ass video that nobody gives a fuck about? That's the real question. This is such a fucking nothing burger of a Twitter post. I can't believe he even wasted his audience's time about it. Whatever.
Echo is
I
gone.
guess you could say
Echo
the
is
same thing
gone.
about me, but the guy was here, so you know, mission accomplished. We made fun of DSP.
So I guess that's it for that clip. All right, so now these clips coming up, I haven't seen it all. All right, but someone sent these to me and said you should check these out on your stream. He has a mental breakdown and goes off on DSP after reacting to Phil speaking on how much RTU wanted to appear on Lolcow Live. Wait, oh, come on, dude. I told you I didn't see the clip. He's got no fucking shirt on again, dude.
Who cares?
Dude, he's got no shirt on again. A fucking again?
PPP didn't have his fucking shirt closed in the last video. Why are we pretending to give a fuck?
It's just...
Oh, it's a man with his shirt off. It's a big man with his shirt off. Who cares?
With a grossly obese man with no fucking shirt on. Like, okay.
Wasn't DSP literally in the fucking Kino casino chat just days ago telling Andy to take his shirt off for money? Please tell me I'm not making that up. Please tell me that the screenshots I seen were real. Because if so, like, this makes the least amount of sense possible. Because PPP's on screen with his shirt off, he didn't say anything. Actively asking Andy to take his shirt off doesn't fucking even compute it in his brain. But the second that Rich shows up with his shirt off, this is a big motherfucker, by the way. I wouldn't be surprised if he just normally has his shirt off because he's fucking fat and sweaty. But that's a problem, right? Make that make sense.
And here's the difference, because some people have said this recently, and I want to bring this up. Some people are like, well, if you're cool with Ashton and Andy from Kino Casino, haven't you been watching Kino Casino this month? And haven't you seen that Ashton has costumes that kind of are exposing his body?
Yeah, that's what I just said.
Costumes. Do you understand? Like, that's part of the campy part of, like, Halloween. Is that you wear a costume that makes you look kind of silly. That's the point.
Okay.
You don't understand? They're doing that because it's Halloween.
Okay.
This is a normal day for Rich. This is a normal day for Rich. This is not Halloween costume, Rich. I'm shirtless. This is I'm just shirtless every fucking day. Like,
okay, but if it's part of his content, if it's part of his shtick, if it's part of his stream, and it works for him, who are you to determine what he does and doesn't do on his streams? Like, I don't know. It's just the pot calling the kettle at this point, right? Why is DSP trying to dictate what RTU can and can't do depending on the time of year? And if that's the case, if it really is dependent on what fucking month it is, and that's why it's okay for, you know, PPP to do it, and that's why it's okay for Randy to do it, then wouldn't RTU get the pass for this month and you would just not mention it? Regardless of whether or not it's normal for the rest of the year, you wouldn't say anything about it in the month, I would think. But that's only if you actually applied the logic that he's putting forth, which he's not. He's just putting it forth to have something to say. Got to scratch our chin over it, of course, though. You got a really big brain think on this one.
Thank you, Suffa Horse, who gifted a sub over on Kick to get some momentum and support over on Kick this morning. I appreciate that, Suffa Horse. Thank you so much. And let's get you on the leaderboard. You're actually the first sub gifter over there.
All right. I don't need to see him type.
I'm not, by the way, I'm not going to make it full screen because I don't want to see this any bigger. at all. So I'm just gonna leave it small like this. Sorry if you guys wanted it full screen. I don't want to vomit this morning.
Hundreds of thousands. Yeah.
Brother. Legitimately giving your audience a worse viewing experience for your own stupid fucking bit is so goddamn lame. I wish somebody would have fucking pulled the plug on this stream. That is so goddamn dumb. It's alright. It's okay. It's alright. Who cares? It's just DSP content.
I wanted 2.5.
It's just DSP content. It was gonna be shit anyway. It just seems so stupid. What a shitty way to treat your audience.
The 100,000 was a crock of shit. Pedophile, drinking weed seltzer. How many lies were here? Did someone count them?
What is he talking about? I don't even know what he's talking about. Thousands of dollars to appear on that show. Keep in mind, I was offered $50,000 to be the part of the show. He wants $100,000 just to appear on the show, and he's being serious.
That's not true either. They wanted me to be on the show as a co-host, and I'm like, yeah, fuck it, give me 100,000, and I'll think about it. The stream is there too. The stream is there. Fill your.
So wait, he just said, I didn't want 100,000 to be on the show, and then he said they offered me 100,000 to be on the show. He literally just said that in this clip.
That's not no, what? Huh? What? That's not at all what the fuck he just said. He just said that he didn't want $100,000 to appear on the show. He wanted $100,000 to co-host the show. That's what he said. What the fuck did he just say he said? He just said,
I didn't want 100,000 to be on the show.
That is what, he did say that. I didn't want $100,000 to be on the show. I wanted $100,000 to co-host the show. Go ahead.
And he said, they offered me 100,000 to be
never
on the
said
show.
That.
He literally
never
just said that in this clip.
All right. Literally never said that. You could rewind the fucking clip, brother. It's not complicated.
I don't have to do any work. Guys, I don't have to do any work ever again. All we have to do is just play Review Tech every day.
You never did work anyway.
Oh, they're open again? It's the same ones. It's the same DMs. It's this. Funny, people are like, your DMs are open again. It's the same fucking DMs. It doesn't matter. Anyway, yeah. I can't believe this. I literally don't ever have to make content ever again. Right?
I wish. I wish.
All you have to do is play these clips, and it's the same. It's just.
Would I rather a DSP son or a cat daughter?
That's a lie.
That's a great question. Do I want a scamming, regarded as son who is incapable of actual thought, or do I want a fat, useless daughter? Great question. Great question. I think I'm going to go with fat, useless daughter.
How many lies are in this clip? All that it was that I was offered co-host, and I said I wanted $100,000. Okay, let's continue.
You flat out lied to me that you were so butter you think when people lie about you and they're not, and you're actually here putting out lies because you're angry.
What are you talking about? You just confirmed what I said.
He didn't. And this is just blatant misunderstanding on DSP's behalf because he refuses to listen.
Okay, Rich.
That's why people hate you, Phil, and want to see your downfall. Because
no, Rich, no one in their right mind hates me. No one who is an intelligent human wants to see my downfall. It's just a group of unhinged cultist detractors who have circle jerked themselves for a decade. Now they've been exposed to their own lies, and they're like, shit, I can't have a fucking moment of self-realization to realize I've been wrong all this time and we hated Phil for no reason, so they have to continue the narrative. Your allies are the equivalent of Duty Streams, Super Crazy. These are your allies in this.
I like that he started that list and made it 2 in and then refused to name a third, despite the sentence structure indicating that there would be a third. Also, again, the idea that nobody in the entire world that is an intelligent human being has their own reasons for preying on DSP's downfall is so fucking ignorant to the way that the world legitimately works. Only DSP could think it. That's the only justifiable way to genuinely think that nobody in the world has a real reason to prey on your downfall. I don't care if you're fucking Joe Schmo Schlaboni or whatever, and you've done nothing to hurt anybody. I promise you there is somebody in the world preying on your downfall just because you are who you are. That's the way it's always going to be. Saying anything else is idiotic, and it's not true.
Mentally challenged, unhinged, stunted people. These are not normal people. What are you talking about? Like, he actually believes, he literally believes there's a ginormous crowd of people who hate Darkside Phil. There is not. It's
how many
the
people
same
are here?
Circle jerking detractors.
At least 720.
Little groups of idiots who fucking are like a cult. That's it. He just doesn't get it anymore. He's like I said, he's totally lost his narrative.
But what about all of the people that DSP has talked about in the throughout the years that don't know anything about him, only have heard select things through the grapevine of the internet, and they come away with negative opinions about him? They're not real detractors because they're not well informed and they don't actually know anything. They just know he's the guy who beat off on stream and he scammed people. Are those people cultist weirdo maniacs, even though they only know about you in passing? Because if not, if those aren't the cultist weirdos, then everything you just said was for fucking naught. And it didn't make any sense.
He actually has become this echo chamber of the same thing reverberating. And you know what I'm saying? Like, he talks to Duty. We found out he talks to Duty and all of this. These are the people he's surrounding himself with. I mean, if this is really the life he wants to live for the rest of his life, I mean, I guess more power to him. You can't make someone change for the better. They have to want to change, right? Like, all you can do is kind of show them for who they are and hope that they understand.
No, that's what detractors do for DSP all the
things
time.
Are falling apart.
They break down everything he says,
you know what I'm saying?
And point out all of the inaccuracies and all of his faults and hope that he gets better, because for the most part, I don't think most people that make fun of DSP want him to continue to be the way that he is indefinitely. Maybe for the lulz, but as far as I would like to imagine most people want DSP to not be the way that he is. That genuine improvement would be something we would all like to see. Even if it does make him less entertaining and less funny. If he just quit fucking begging, like, that's already improvement enough that I don't think that we were ever going to get out of DSP, and would genuinely make me more happy when it comes to DSP as a whole. Thank you, VU, for the membership. Absolutely. Welcome to the 60 Skulls, brother.
It's sick. He actually thinks there's like 1 million people on the planet that hate me. That's not true at all. Like I said, when that documentary came out about me, all right, that was supposed to be the end of me, correct? Was it the end of me? No. In fact, it brought more positive. How is it that a negative documentary about Darkside Phil made more people like me? I want you to think about that. Because all it did, it exposed the fact that a decade of hate thrown against me by my detractors was unwarranted. That, yeah, I'm not perfect, and I have flaws, and people like to laugh at my flaws. I admit I'm flawed, and I like to laugh at my own flaws, too.
No,
right?
you
I'm
don't.
not a perfect individual.
You
I'm a
definitely
moron.
don't.
But there's no reason to hate me at all. You know what I'm saying? So
there's no reason to hate him at all. Period. That's it. Again, it just shows you how delusional this fucking guy is, that he thinks because he's not literally touching kids or something, that there's no reason to dislike him. All of the shitty things that he says, the dumb ways that he talks, his poor stream etiquette are reason enough to dislike the guy and prey on his downfall and think nobody should watch him. It can be anything under the sun is justification enough to not like somebody. You don't even have to have a reason sometimes. Sometimes the aura that people give you by standing near them is enough for you to go, you know what? I don't fucking like this guy. I hope he dies. Like that's not what I'm saying about DSP. Of course. But you don't legitimately need a reason. But people have more than enough, really. And he says, how is it possible that a documentary documenting all of the things that he's done wrong throughout his life made more people like him, made more people interested in him? That's not what happened. Like, he collabed with the casino. He got more viewers because of a collab. That's typically what happens when you do collabs, by the way. You get introduced to a new audience. Some of them gave him the time of day for a brief amount of time, and some of them are still hanging out, for sure. That's what happened. Nobody went to DSP specifically after the June the King documentary and was like, you know what, DSP, I didn't know anything about you beforehand, but since I watched it, I actually think you're not that bad. Not once did I ever see that message in chat. Not once did anybody ever tip that and he read it aloud from my remembrance. At no point did that happen. Again, a blatant misrepresentation of what happened in the events that transpired. But it's got to fit the DSP narrative, of course. Sweet Papa Stovepipe with the 10 months. Thank you so much. Morning, lads. Let's all light one up for the end of one of the 3 great landlords of 2010's YouTube, RTU. RTU checked off. We're done with that one. And then Boogie and Wings are next on the list. Well, they're having their time in the sun. I await all of the Lolcow downfalls. I really do. Thank you, Sweet Papa Stovepipe, for the 10 months. Big ups.
He can't even maintain an intelligent train of thought. Phil, these are all lies. By the way, I'll confirm in the same sentence that the lie is actually a truth because I said that I wanted $100,000, which you were saying I didn't, but I just admitted that I did, right? And by the way, other people in chat are also telling me that it's lies because he was never offered co-host and stuff, is what I'm being told. Like, this is all bullshit that he's making up in his own mind. I actually was offered co-host. You know, it was supposed to be me and Wings and Boogie. He was never offered co-host.
That's not
supposedly.
an honorary title.
But, you know,
you're
Phil lying.
He's bragging about being asked to be co-host on Lolcow Live as if that's like I said, like an honor, as if that's something to brag about. You asked to be a fucking clown in the clown show. Like, I guess if you take pride in that, but he doesn't. He doesn't want to be a Lolcow. He says all the time that he's not. If you're actively denying being a clown, why would it be any sort of honor that they asked you to partake in the fucking 3-ring circus? I don't know, but apparently it is.
I haven't lied, right? Okay.
Because you're an insufferable, narcissistic, delusional piece of shit that looks in the mirror and sees something totally different than everyone else is seeing. You are a garbage human being. And all these morals, and I won't work with people. You proved those were lies.
Goofy ass laugh.
What are you talking about? What does he mean? What is he talking about? Who did I say I would not work with, right? And I'm working with right now. Am I on Lolcow Live right now? Am I doing a big co-op with Keemstar? What the fuck is he talking about? Right? I mean, and again, the funniest part about all of it is everything that he says can literally be turned back against him.
Crazy.
Right? Every single word out of his mouth can instantly be turned back against him. All the years where he criticized people for being lolcows.
Yeah.
He's the lolcow. He's literally saying this with his shirt off. Rich.
That's where DSP wins, right? So it doesn't matter that all of the things that DSP says could be immediately turned right back around on him because he has his shirt on, you guys. That's the real fucking kicker. It's like when you were a kid and you were playing like pretend fight or whatever, and that one kid was like, you can't shoot me with that laser beam because I have an impenetrable force field that is like resistant to everything. That's the shirt in this instance. As long as you're wearing a shirt, apparently you're infallible and everything you say is always works in your favor, obviously.
Once the clown makeup goes on, you can never take it off. You understand? You're done. You are cooked forever, Rich. You don't have your shirt on. No one even wants to watch you anymore.
You're cooked forever. You don't have a shirt on is one of the craziest fucking digs I've ever heard. Holy shit. That's so dumb. Oh, man. Absolutely cooked, brother. You lost your shirt.
Unless you're doing some kind of an unhinged rant or a stunt. Get it? All day I'm playing games, hanging out with my audience. I'm having a good time. Every once in a while, we have a drama segment on the show. You are the drama segment. You get it? You are the joke. Not me. You.
Yes, you. Rue.
soon as you thought you could get relevancy from somebody, even with the receipts of the horrible things they did, you didn't care because you thought it could help you.
Huh?
Uh-huh.
I don't even know what that means. If you could clarify that, I have no clue how to respond to that because I don't know what he's referencing to. But again,
Dude, again, it's just willful ignorance on his behalf. Nothing that was just said there was confusing. RTU just said that you flipped on all of your morals and worked with anybody that would benefit you without looking at the horrible things that they did because it was going to benefit you. Whether he was talking, I think he was talking about Keemstar in this direct instance, but the same can be said about Kino Casino. DSP doesn't look into any of these people once they have something to offer him. He immediately throws any history, any wrongdoings to the wayside simply so that he can benefit. That's what he was fucking saying. I don't know how he lost his fucking way in that sentence and the way that RTU said it because he didn't go nearly as into detail, so there wasn't that much to follow, but it's not fucking complicated, man. It's like the guy doesn't even speak English or comprehend it. But he's not even cool enough to offer a second language to speak. The guy's not fucking bilingual. He just doesn't understand his own native language.
This guy has all these narratives in his head that are all broken, unhinged, THC-fueled narratives, right? So it's funny how the tables have turned because he used to do this to me all the time, right? And in some extent, I would say he probably was right sometimes because the way I used to respond to like detractors and everything, I used to always be upset and shit. You know what I mean? But now we watch this and it's like, dude, nothing that I have said or done, nothing that I have, I'm doing now is anything.
Nothing
close to the shit that you're doing every time you turn on your fucking stream, man. You're sitting there with your shirt off, echoing fucking eating the Krabby Patty, all the shit that I'm the Lolcow, right? I'm the one to make fun of because I put on.
Wait, what the fuck does taking your shirt off and eating a Krabby Patty have to do with the way that he used to respond to criticism and detractors online? How are either of those two things fucking related? Real talk? I'm confused. Maybe I'm the one that doesn't speak English. I don't know. I don't know how those are related.
I want to eat food on the stream. You're doing it. You're the one doing it, not me. None of your fucking criticisms are valid at all because they're all applying to you, not me. You say that I lied and then you confirm that what I said was true in the same sentence. Oh, my
all right.
goodness. So there's another clip.
We reached the part of that DSP rant where I'm worn down and I don't know what he's talking about anymore. Fuck him.
Has a mental breakdown.
Whatever, man. You win.
All right. And by the way, it's funny because people say, don't you know that Review Tech get more views than you? Do you know why Review Tech gets more views than me? And by the way, here we go.
Because he has more viewers. That is the only reason that is actually valid when answering, do you know why he gets more views than me? It's because he has more viewers.
Yeah.
Period.
Do you know why Review Tech gets more views than me?
Go ahead.
Because of the drama.
Oh.
That's why.
Really?
Because he fucking sits there doing these dramatic things over and over. He fucking takes his shirt off. He goes on unhinged rants. So then his viewership skyrockets, right? That's what people are there to watch. They're not there to enjoy Rich. They like his company. They like his content, right?
Wasn't DSP just the one the other day? And I'll even set the stage for you. I'll give you the whole fucking rundown because this isn't a question. Motherfucker, I know this. I know this. This guy goes, kick streaming. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm thinking about maybe moving my drama content over there because you guys on YouTube tell me all the time you want less drama content. So maybe I'll just fire up a stream over there and do like 2 hours where I respond to people or, just talk about whatever I want to talk about, because if you look at the channel, what are the videos that are doing the best on my channel right now? It's the clips, it's the drama. So it's not like I can stop doing I can't stop doing that content. There is an audience for it. So maybe I'll just move it over to Kick. That way you guys don't have to watch it if you don't want to, and all my gameplay can stay right here, which is what you guys want to see. That is literally the fucking segment he just did, if not yesterday, like a couple days prior. It is exactly what he is bitching about RTU doing. That the only content that he does and the only reason that he gets views is because of drama. But DSP was just bragging about how his drama clips are the ones that are getting all of the views. Those are his best performing pieces of content as of late. Literally just did that.
It's insane. He has 542 viewers. How many of those are people there to enjoy his content, right? You guys are here because you like me. You're hanging out with me. You know? They're there to just dump on his ass. I mean, his super chats that come in are so fucking mean. When they pop up on the screen and shit, it's like, oh my God, that's terrible.
And Sweet Papa
right?
Stovepipe
like
is saying that was a 14-minute standalone video where he was talking about moving to Kick. I believe
like
that. That sounds like the type of thing he would clip.
This guy to turn around for the better and succeed. I really want him to. I want him to. But he can't. He fails nonstop. Because he never changes. It's the same shit. This endless cycle, right? So I don't even know what this one is. I haven't seen this at all.
Here and fucking start fire.
Oh wait, he has a shirt on. I can go full screen on this one because he has a shirt on.
Go ahead.
And now that he's gone full screen, you can very clearly tell that it didn't really make that big of a difference in the grand scheme because, you know, RTU is the smallest portion of the screen possible, regardless of whether or not he's wearing a shirt, which is crazy for RTU being incredibly small. It's the first time in his life, probably. But it just goes to show that there was no reason for DSP to give his audience the worst viewing experience possible simply for his stupid fucking joke nobody laughed at.
You can use it for clips. I don't give a shit. But fuck you.
I agree. Fuck you.
Huh?
I like that kind of vitriol. It speaks to me.
I can pause this.
I don't even know what we're talking about.
Let's see here.
Of a difference besides the amount of electrolytes in the prime drink, and that's the part that seems to be getting them into a little bit of trouble. The fact that a prime drink is being included in these meal kits.
And yeah, hey Boogie, since we're all putting it out there, I may have put weight back on, but I'm still nowhere big as.
What the fuck is he saying? Good job. Very good. Oh, by the way,
we're gonna. This is the type of shit, dude. Everybody, I hope everybody could understand exactly what RTU was saying. Sure, his mouth may have been full of food and he may be marble mouthing, but you definitely understood what he was saying. To act as though you can't is just fucking lame. There's no reason to. Why don't you actually address what he's saying? And DSP is the person, you want to talk about fucking stream etiquette, that actively smacks his fucking lips and chews with his mouth open, full fucking frame on stream. He's the guy who's burping and snorting into the microphone at full fucking volume for years and telling everybody else to deal with it. But RTU has some food in his mouth or is, you know, talking a little marbled up, and all of a sudden it's the worst thing on the planet and completely incapable of understanding what he's saying? Brother, grow the fuck up and actually address what he's saying, or shut up. Yes, he's the guy. And I think the cat muted the video.
Because he never changes. It's the same shit. This endless cycle, right? So I don't even know what this one is. I haven't seen this at all.
Here and fucking start fire.
Oh wait, he has a.
When the cat stepped on the keyboard, she also moved it backwards. My apologies. My apologies.
I may have put weight back on, but I'm still nowhere big as.
What the fuck is he saying? Good job. Very good.
He detracts on stupid details when he can't answer the actual argument or plays dumb. Absolutely.
Like
Absolutely.
But the thing
it's like arguing with a child.
You have to understand something, Roman Victor.
You have nothing to say, so they go me.
Like after
it's
this podcast
a waste of
ends,
time.
I'm gonna play a fun game, and we're gonna have a good time playing Dragon Ball. Tonight we're gonna finish Silent Hill 2. I make meaningful content that people will come back to after the fact. I just don't make scratchable content that you watch today once, you never watch again because it's not pertinent, because it's just bullshit trauma. You see, I actually make stuff that gets residual.
What the fuck is scratchable content? Never in my life have I ever heard content referred to as scratchable content. Also, the idea that playthroughs are meaningful and timeless and that people are going to be watching them forever is kind of silly. I was just actually wondering the other day, how many playthrough parts will never have another view in the history of them being online? Which is a number I will never have and could never actually like think about it in my head. But it's gonna be a lot of them. A lot of those playthroughs will never see another fucking view in the history of ever.
Views that people come back to. He does not. So if I just sat here watching Review Tech every day, I'd be reliant on Review Tech to make content today to get people to watch. I don't need to do that. I'm better than that. You understand? It's all right to have it as a segment on the podcast every once in a while, but I totally don't need to do this every single stream, right? Let's see here.
Sounds good, dude.
Thank you for 38 months as a member. Why does Rich have a poultry fetish? Super creepy. I don't know what the origins of his memes are. I don't want to know what the origin. Okay.
As I was before, you are as fat as you were before, basically, with your fucking gastric bypass surgery. You were also one of the ones putting out all those fucking lies about me. You helped him because you cucked for Keemstar, and Daddy Keemstar said, say this shit about Rich. Yes, Daddy Keem. Fuck you, you even fatter failure fuck.
You guys hear the nice echo on DSP's fucking TV speakers as he listens to this? I love that. That's one of my favorite little bits about DSP streams, is that ever since he switched to his speakers, sometimes you can just hear bits, and it sounds like fucking shit.
So he's
my favorite. I love that for me.
Boogie for being fat, but he's fat.
Yeah?
I don't get that.
People do that all the time.
I don't.
You ever seen a bald person call another bald person bald? I mean, it might still hit just as fucking hard because they're ashamed of being bald all the same, even if it is another bald motherfucker. What are you talking about, man? Like, actually, what are you talking about? And absolutely, I see it in John Bono. Boogie does dick ride Keem. Absolutely. The way that Boogie, the way that he behaves himself online, especially when it involves Keemstar, is incredibly embarrassing, especially for a 50-year-old man. He should be absolutely ashamed. The way that he does anything that Daddy Keem says is fucking wild. I could never be beholden to another man like that. I might go to work and get paid, from, people above me, bosses and owners of companies and whatnot. But I'm definitely not sucking their dick the way that fucking Boogie do. That's for sure.
I don't get that at all.
Good Lord. That man will do anything Keemstar says.
You are also
Brother
fat,
said drink piss and then he did.
Right? You are also that size. So where is the insult here? I'm lost. Right?
Held that in for a long time,
morning,
too. I
Kanye.
can't stand your ass either.
That are specifically being targeted to school-age kids isn't really sitting right with some people. A sports medicine doctor who is very well known online called Logan out on this, and he said, sodium getting rebranded as electrolytes will be taught in marketing textbooks one day.
What am I eating? Ass. Salmon salad.
Yo, a salmon salad. That sounds fucking heat.
Well, good for him for eating a salmon salad. That's what the kind of shit he should be eating all the time. You know?
Go have your...
Please, next time DSP tells you what he ate on his day off and that cat got like a fucking veggie poke bowl or whatever the fuck, somebody type in chat, good, that's what she should be eating given her situation in life, and see how quickly you get fucking banned. Just go ahead. Thank you. Some Gator, further to, saying DSP should not have survived past his Retsu praying. I agree. And by DSP should not have survived, I mean his channel. Of course. Thank you for the 2.
20-year-old girlfriend do a fucking OnlyFans to stay afloat. But lie about me because you don't have a spine to stand up to Keemstar. I don't know it's exactly what happened. I'll at least admit to say that and won't just put out speculation as facts like you fucking failure clowns. But I guarantee you that's what it was. Say this about Rich. Okay, Keem, as long as I keep getting paid, because I'm a fucking cuck loser.
Facts. That's facts, whether you like RT or not.
He was in the middle of watching this video, and he went on this giant explosive rant about Boogie, I guess. Is that what this is? Oh, okay. The thing is, I'm out of the loop on all of this. I don't know why. At all. I don't know why.
Uh-huh.
Like, he has beef with the guys from Lolcow Live. I know that he hates Keemstar, and Keemstar hates him. That much I know.
So wait, we're watching fucking clips and we're talking about topics and we're addressing them and reacting, and you don't even know the fucking backstory. You don't know the lore. You don't know where the beef originates from. You don't have the details, but you want to react to it. You want to talk on it. Why does he insist on talking about things that he doesn't fucking know? This is what he asked for. He said it at the beginning of this of this stream, this segment here on the 17th. I don't keep up with RTU, but I told you guys if you want to send me clips that maybe I would watch them later in the week, and so that's what happened, and that's what we're gonna do today. Why would you ask to see clips about shit that you don't fucking know anything about and want to speak on? That seems asinine and stupid to me, and a very quick way to make yourself look stupid. Think about your content for longer than not at all,
I don't
please.
know about his spats with Lolcow Live.
Yes, exactly, John Bono. He's giving advice that he knows nothing about. He might as well have told us to fucking appear offline thinking that it's going to stop it. We all know that it doesn't, and he's wasting his time doing it. It's like, fucking stop. Shut up.
Right? And all of that.
I'm being toxic. I apologize.
I don't know.
I don't want to be toxic.
Spawn Killer, thanks for a $2 super chat. It's like calling someone with glasses 4 eyes. Right. He wears glasses, but he'd be insulting someone who wears glasses. It's the same. You can't call Boogie fat when you're fat.
You can, though.
But he does. And again, that's the point I was making.
Fun fact about Atlas. Atlas technically has to wear glasses when he drives, which I always do because my eyesight isn't literally perfect, and I just refuse to do the eyesight test at the DMV without my glasses on. I didn't want to waste my time. I'll just wear my fucking glasses. It's probably the safest options anyway. Anyway, I also called someone fucking 4 eyes for wearing glasses. It doesn't fucking matter. If that's what you're insecure about, if that's what's gonna hurt, then I'm gonna do it if that's my intent, regardless of whether or not it applies to me in that sense. Like, whatever. Whatever.
He's sitting there saying all these things about me, but literally everything he's saying applies only to him. Right? So your insults have no weight when the insults apply to you, Rich. And that's the thing. Like, every word you're saying is applying to you. Get it?
But it's okay when
Logan
DSP does it.
Responded and said, "Crazy how even a sports medicine doctor."
Yeah, and how do you even? And the day, you know what's funny? Holy shit! That whole stream pontificating about how I'm a bad dad with the fat fucking thong wearer, 8-Bit Eric was on there. Was 24 hours before he did the crypto scam and then hid behind his cancer diagnosis. I needed the money for my cancer diagnosis. And even if it was all staged, you would stage something shady and shitty like that to get a rise out of your audience? What?
So this is just, you know what this is?
This is RTU spitting actual facts about Boogie 2988. Like, that is what happened. Again, whether you like RTU or not, that is actually what happened with Boogie. Now, RTU's also done some shady shit in the past, and that's reason enough not to like him. But like, that is what happened.
This is horrible people saying things about other horrible people in a circle, right? Like, that's all this is. This is just, oh, so you did this bad thing. Oh, yeah, well, you did this bad thing. Oh, yeah, well, you did this bad thing. Now, they may be true or they may not be true, but it's just an endless cycle of these people trying to, this is how they make their content, correct? Like, the worst thing that I did was I played WWE Champions and I lied about it while I was spending money on it. And I guess as of late, the worst thing that I possibly did was instead of getting the Krabby Patty meal, right? Because it was, not delivery, and I wanted to have something delivered right away for my stream so we wouldn't have a half an hour or more break for me to go get food. Instead, I did the Addams Family meal, right? So I swapped one meal for another. So I want you to think about this.
I'm thinking. I can't stop thinking.
This guy's accused of being an absolute horrible dad and a deadbeat dad and a bad father. This guy is accused of doing a crypto scam and lying about cancer. This guy played a mobile game and didn't eat the Krabby Patty.
But it's, and you can see in the way that he words these things, all of the details that he leaves out specifically to fit his narrative and downplay all of the actions that he's took. Because again, it's not that he played a mobile game. I don't give a fuck if he played a mobile game or not. I don't even give a fuck that he spent money on the mobile game. I think that's actual regard behavior. Please don't do that. But that doesn't matter either. It's the fact that he lied to his audience. It's the fact that he scammed people. But he's not saying that. That's the part he leaves out. It's not that he didn't eat the Krabby Patty. Nobody gives a fuck. Who cares? It's the fact that he told his audience that he was going to do one thing, asked for money to do that thing, and then didn't deliver on exactly what he said that he was going to do. That's what's important. But that's not the way that he's going to frame it. That's not the way that he's going to tell the story, because it doesn't fit his narrative the way he likes. Because he's a fucking rat, dude. Don't believe anything DSP says. Every single thing he fucking says is twisted and contorted to fit whatever he needs it to fit in the moment, to fix his own fucking ego up, to try and push whatever storyline he wants to fucking push, to continue to line his fucking pockets. It's embarrassing, bro. And anybody with half a brain cell can see right through it.
Wait, what? But again, he wants to group me in like I'm worse than them. It's like, what? That's why it doesn't make sense. This is what Rich now, here again, but we got to say it. Rich is living in an alternate reality. He still thinks
he's living in AR right now. He's wearing like a digital headset and that.
He still thinks that all of my trolls are riding high. He still thinks that the documentary didn't happen and the internet didn't forgive me for all that dumb shit. To him, none of that happened.
And he's just immediately jumps to the absolute extremes of the entire internet forgave him. Like, how fucking stupid do you have to be to genuinely say things like that and believe them and actually try and sell them as fact? The whole internet forgave you? That's not a fucking statement anybody on this planet can say, regardless of what the situation is. There will always be one person who doesn't forgive you, and that therefore invalidates your entire statement. Just pick your fucking words so you don't look dumb. It's not hard. It's not complicated.
You know where he's living? May 1st, 2016. Review Tech USA, Rich. How do you say his last name? Masucci? He lives eternally on May 1st, 2016. Because, ladies and gentlemen, May 1st, 2016 was the best day of Review Tech USA's life. It really was. Because it was the worst day of my life. So it was the best day of his life. Do you understand? Just because I had my accident on that day and I was a public embarrassment.
Dr. Disrespect June documentary just dropped. I didn't finish the Lily Orchard one. Which, by the way, guys, out of all of the June documentaries I've seen, yes, including DSPs, the Lily Orchard one is the first one that I've seen that I'm genuinely interested in because I don't know anything about. I knew that was going to be the case. I've said this before, June the King's documentaries are meant for normie-style, uninformed people on topics, and if you know anything about it, it's probably not for you. But the Lily Orchard one is actually interesting, if you ask me.
He's like, I will forever be better than Phil because I didn't have an incident like Phil. But what's happened is literally every day this man has lived after my incident, life has gotten worse for him. He's become a worse person, and it's just been this downward spiral. Do you see? He has to put my face and May 1st, 2016 on his monitors because that's the only thing in his life that makes him feel like he's better than someone else. In reality, Rich, I'm much better than you. I don't have any skeletons in this closet that are going to jump out and expose me for horrible things that I have done because I haven't done anything horrible.
He has. He's had multiple people throughout his history come out and talk about all of the horrible ways that he's behaved and all of the people that he's wronged. DSP, while I don't think that he's right, because I'll explain. DSP might be right in the sense that he doesn't have any skeletons in the closet when it comes to doing horrible actions, because everybody already knows about them. Most people have already come out of the woodwork and said exactly how awful DSP was. Now, I will tell you that he's not right, because there are still skeletons in his closet. He better fucking pray to God Panda Lee never needs a quick paycheck, or all sorts of information could come out about DSP. Like, let's be fucking cut and dry about it. He better be praying every night that Leandra does not need a paycheck. 100%.
You understand? I don't act like a clown on my stream for public attention. I know how to work my mic. I don't have terrible echo. I don't weigh 1 million pounds.
He doesn't know how to work his mic. He very frequently has audio issues, even if they're not specifically echo, and he's definitely overweight. Whether or not 1 million pounds is an accurate assumption for his weight, it's not, but it's still an exaggeration of RTUs as well. So again, another fucking pointless statement. And Maddie said something in chat that I wanted to read because it's entirely accurate. Because DSP said that the worst day of his life was the incident, the accident, whatever you want to call it, May 1st. But Maddie says the worst day of his life was jacking it on stream, not losing his fiance, not losing his best friend T. It was looking like a fool to the internet. Piss off, dude. That really should show you where DSP's, like where his mind always is. It's always about him. It's not about all of the people he's wronged, all of the friendships and family members that he's lost along the way. It's not about the good times that he's had. It's not about, you know, these deep personal relationships that he's had and lost. None of that. It's about the day he beat off on stream because he looked silly on the internet. A thing that's not even fucking real. Come on, man. At least care about something other than the internet for 1 fucking second.
I don't have family members who I can be accused of being a bad dad and shit. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have any of that stuff. You do. So the one thing you have on me is one moment in time on May 1st, 2016, and for some reason you've turned this into a decade-long campaign that I'm better than Phil. You're not better than me. Rich, you are beneath me. You are far beneath me. And this is not me making a king moniker joke here. I want you to understand something, Rich. You are literally under my ass. You get it? I sit on top of you and I fart in your fucking direction every day.
Hey, fart jokes.
You have a stream of people who only watch you to make fun of you. It's the only way you make money is to degrade yourself like a clown. You don't get to make the statements that you're better than me and all this shit anymore. It's over for you. And it's your own fault. You could have had a chance to come back and make up for your mistakes and change and become a better person. You have decided to forego that and to just continue on your path of self-destruction.
Just listen to the way that he talks to RTU, or talks about RTU, but really it's talking at RTU. He talks as though he has some sort of authority, as if he's the fucking person that brought all of RTU's issues to the forefront. He felted him into oblivion. He's the reason nobody likes RTU. When really, if that's how he feels about it, he's just riding high off of everybody else's work, because Kino Casino's the one that did that, aren't they? They're the ones who brought up all of the things that RTU has done in the past. They're the ones who were constantly tearing him asunder in segments. DSP's just talking himself in circles and looking fucking stupid on a regular basis. That's all he's done. But let him talk as though he has some sort of authority. Let him talk as though he's fucking somebody. As if his opinion has ever mattered to anybody on the internet.
That is why you have an 8-hour self-destructive stream that everyone laughs and points at you like the clown that you are. You could change for the better. I'm telling you. You could change for the better.
Also, there's something really, really sus about emphasizing that a guy is literally sitting under your ass, or it's literally under your ass. Like, not only is that not the proper use of literally, because it's not literally, it's the exact opposite. It's like metaphorically. But also, why do you want another man under your ass? I don't want to be that way, but like, you know, it's a strange thing to say.
But you refuse to. You still have this high horse mentality that you're better. You are literally not better.
Yeah, you're beneath me is the normal way to say it. Not I'm sitting on your face. Yeah, exactly.
Down to the lowest form of content creation on the internet. This is why your subscribers are leaving in droves, and you're going to be below 1 million sub YouTuber very soon. They're not actively watching your content. They're unsubbing on purpose. Just think about that. There's a difference between my channel is in disrepair, or I have a bunch of inactive subs. I have a bunch of inactive subs. I have like 214,000 subs on YouTube, and no exaggeration, I probably have like 5,000 people who ever watch my content.
That is a tremendous over-exaggeration, if you ask me. The idea that 5,000 people would watch DSP's content is kind of crazy. Especially 5,000 different people. I don't know if he's seen his own numbers as of late, but I don't think that that's true. Crooked Hound with the 5. My bad for being so late on it. I swear when he spoke to the realtor about buying his glass house, he had to have asked if it came with some stones to throw or if he needed his own. Absolutely, dude. Absolutely. You got to make sure when buying your glass house that the stones are included, because I don't know if you've seen the prices of stones lately. Boy, howdy, do they cost a lot. And especially if you're going to be throwing them as often as DSP does, through the walls, of course. You don't want to be paying for that out of pocket. You might have to start begging for them if they're not included. Thank you for the 5, Cricket Hound.
Know that. You have 1 million subs. And these people are inactive, but they're actually so disgusted with you that they're going back to their accounts and they're unsubscribing. They're taking an active piece of work to unsubscribe from you because they're so disgusted with you. You understand? That's way worse. I guess.
Okay, let's. I want to think about this for a second. I really wanna extrapolate. So RTU has a million sub YouTube channel that people are actively unsubbing from him, right? DSP has 200,000 sub YouTube channel that gets less views on average, but that's irrelevant. And people aren't going out of their way to unsub to him. I don't think that that's an indicator of people being so upset with RTU and his antics as of late that they are unsubbing. I mean, it is, right? But I think it's just more of a case of DSP has so many people sub to him on sock accounts that they can't even be fucking bothered to log back into them to unsub. That's why DSP's sub numbers are as high as they are. Let's call a spade a spade. The fact that you had to be, or you still have to be, subscribed to his channel for an amount of time in order to talk in his chat. So many people made sock accounts, subbed to him, talked in his chat, got banned, and then completely forgot all of the login information. That's what the reality is. So RTU at least has subscribers that are active on the website and are legitimate people, whereas DSP's sub count is so inactive they can't even be bothered to unsub because the account information is probably gone to the wind. It's lost to the ether. Is that a better scenario? Like, really? Is that really a spot you would rather be in? I don't think so. I don't know. And he's got 5 channels. Look at the sub counts on those. Like, those are more indicative of his actual, attention grabbing. That's not the fucking word. That should be more indicative of the amount of people that are actually interested in his content. That's what I meant to say. There you go.
It's not. He doesn't understand anything. He doesn't. He really doesn't get anything. He just can't stop living in his alternate dimension, right? But the problem is his alternate dimension is closing in on him very quickly because as of this morning, he deleted his Twitter account. It doesn't exist anymore. So his Twitter's gone. Blank. All right? All those years of tweets, all that history of, shit posting on people and doing dumb memes and dumb shit. It's all gone. Right? He already said he's on the route to deleting his YouTube channel, Review Tech USA.
He's on the
Now,
route.
Personally, I feel like that's a stunt. Just like that, I feel like this is all stunts. He's trying to get attention for himself. Really, I feel that. I could be wrong, but I feel like these are all stunts because no one cares about Rich.
And Morano, GC with the 2, saying inactive is worse. It means they forgot about you. Absolutely. Absolutely. I think you're right. Being inactive is actually worse. 100%.
So
Thank you for the
woe is
2.
me. I delete my Twitter, I delete my YouTube, but then it'll probably come back. But I could be wrong. But this is just sad. This is not me taking a victory lap. I'm not that kind of guy. I don't want to see Review Tech fail.
He is that kind of guy, though. You don't get to say this isn't a victory lap while actively doing a victory lap. You don't get to say, I want to see you succeed while I mean, I guess I did that earlier, didn't I, though? But he is actively felting RTU and tearing his career asunder while saying that I want to see you succeed and be better. Whereas I do also want to see DSP do better, but, like, I also want to see him suffer, if that makes sense. I'm not going to sit there and pretend like I don't like when DSP's down bad. It's very funny. It gives the best segments, 100%. I won't lie about that.
See him turn his life around and improve. And he hasn't done anything. This is not the way. The 8-hour breakdown stream is not the way. Eating the Krabby Patty because, see, I'm better than Phil. I ate the Krabby Patty and he couldn't do it, right? Like, he's just out of his mind. And again, to reiterate, my most embarrassing day was May 1st, 2016. There's no way I could ever be more embarrassed than on that day. And
I could never be more embarrassed than the day I jerked off on stream. Is so striking when you know that he had a girlfriend for years literally like break up with him and move out of the house in a dramatic fashion because he was so unlikable. Like, you would think you would be more embarrassed that you were incapable of satisfying Panda Lee and being a genuinely good significant other to her, so much so that she left. You would think that would be more embarrassing, and you would look back upon that and understand that that's a failure on your behalf and be embarrassed about it, because you should to some extent be embarrassed about your failures. But no, it's jerking off on stream.
He knows that, and he uses that every day to make himself feel better. But literally every single day he turns on the camera, that's his most embarrassing day.
Yeah, and fuck, you're right. You're right, Fluctuating Miasma. He did have his bankruptcy live streamed. I didn't even fucking think of that. Imagine having your entire business go bankrupt live for the entire internet to fucking listen to. That should be embarrassing. Far more than you beating off on stream when no one even saw anything. Like, man, the amount of shame that this guy should have and doesn't is astronomical.
Seriously, that's his biggest embarrassment, is when he turns on the camera. Oh my God. All right. I really had enough of this guy, but he keeps crawling back, you know? Like, people say that I'm the cockroach.
You are.
That won't die. But
Yes.
this guy, it's like, you did everything to him. You sprayed him, you flushed him, you crushed him. But I keep getting told, Phil, you got to watch this clip. You got to watch this one.
It's your fucking stream, brother. Wait, RTU's the one who keeps crawling back, but every time that DSP thinks that he's done with him, he gets sent another clip and then has to do another segment. Doesn't it sound like DSP's the one that's crawling back then? If he's the one that thinks he's done just to have to do it all over again? Maybe I'm not understanding. I'll just chalk it up to Atlas is stupid, I guess. I don't want to spend any more time on it. I'm done.
All right. Let's see here.
All right.
I received
Oh shit, we got money. Let's go.
a $2.25 tip. This person says RTU deleted his Twitter account. I know, we just looked at it. I guess this person didn't know that I was going to know that. Yep, his Twitter's gone. He claims his YouTube will be gone soon. It's pathetic and sad. I don't want him to... I really don't want him to suffer. I don't want him to have a bad life.
You do.
But he will not. I mean, and all of this, right? He has zero self-awareness. And again, I know there are people out there who accuse me of not having self-awareness, right? I understand that. But at least these days, I'm a lot more self-aware than I used to be, right? You know, the king thing is a joke. The Krabby Patty thing was not serious. But, you know, this is what I mean. These other people believe that it is. They think that I actually think I'm a king and I take the Krabby Patty thing. I raised $2,000 to eat the Krabby Patty. They actually believe that. They're that crazy, right? But this guy,
but that's what happened. No, what the fuck? They're that crazy, brother? That's what happened. All right. Okay.
He lives in his delusions.
I don't have anything more to say.
Day.
That's
He
literally what
actually thinks
happened.
he's better than me and others. He thinks he's better than people. He says these things that are insanely hypocritical and apply to himself, but he thinks they don't. Like, you can't call someone fat when you are fat and you have no shirt on.
Yes, you can.
Stream.
It's a factual observation. He's allowed to say it whenever he wants. According to DSP, that's all that an insult has to be, is a factual observation. If that's the case, everything that you say is completely excusable and 100% valid. That's why he said all those things about LTG, because they were factual observations. Well, guess what, motherfucker? Boogie's fat. I don't think that that's a revelation. The motherfucker's been fat for ages. Anyone can call Boogie fat. It's true.
People tell you to take your shirt off because you're fat, and it's public humiliation to do that, and you do it for the money, but then you call someone else fat. Like, no, you can't do that, Rich. All right. I go too long on these topics, don't I? Like, I really do.
Yes, you do stretch them out.
Really do. All right,
nonsensically. Guys. I agree.
I think there was one other. Yeah, there's one other topic to discuss quickly, but you know what? We're nearing the end of the show. We don't need to cover that today. Maybe I'll talk about that another day.
So
right.
there you go. He's got another fucking clip after just saying these segments run on too long. I spend too much time on these. He's got another clip lined up. And instead of just doing it now and getting it out of the way and putting a fucking kibosh on the entire RTU segments from here on out, we're postponing it. We're going to come back at a later date and talk about it because this is running for far too long. So it is DSP that's constantly bringing up RTU. It is DSP's fault that he's constantly having to fucking go back and readdress things that are completely irrelevant at the point in time in which he's talking about it, because it's going to be like a fucking week later. This is all DSP's own doing because he's in charge of the content that he reacts to on his own streams. Like, let's fucking call it what it is, dude. This guy wants to do these segments. He wants to do this content. Don't believe that he doesn't, even though that's what he says.
So, coming up, just so you guys know, my Halloween marathon is coming up. Okay?
I don't give a fuck. I think that is all of the RTU stuff today. I want to say that that is it. So therefore, that's the end of the stream. That's what we came here for. Job's over. Mission accomplished. It's like salary. We all get to go home now. There's not a dedicated time. So I want to thank everybody for being here on this Saturday morning, starting at 9 a.m. Very cool, very robust. I hope you had a good time. I hope it wasn't too much of an endure. I hope you enjoyed the toxicity. Please remember, tonight, there's no WPIG Act the King, but you can tune into Atlas the Bookkeeper, the place you're at right now, and watch the Kino stream from last night. I will be enduring that. I have no idea how it'll go. I don't know if there will be somebody else there or if I'll just be suffering alone again, but please, it'll be there. Yes, it's like an encore. Lucky Limes, exactly. Remember that there's no DSP today at all, I think. It's his day off, his new one. So you're going to be redirected to Logan K, who is enduring the Death Stranding. No, it's not Death Stranding. I don't think. I literally just set it up and I've forgotten already. He's doing an endure of gameplay. It's either Death Stranding or it's Deus Ex. I forget. But either way, be there or be square. Logan K is incredibly cool, incredibly funny guy. Until the next one, stay safe. Bye.